Chapter 741, An even more abnormal passive spell. In the midst of a thunderous explosion, the skill star core sublimated to the extreme. Antares stared at the small black spot, and Lin Moyu also glared at the small black spot. But soon Lin Moyu's gaze shifted to another direction. The small black spot was too mysterious, and its level was too high. At his level, he couldn't see any clues. It was better to feel the changes brought about by the soul. The power of the soul fed back, and the 9-colored dragon soul crystal cooperated to purify and refine the soul power. The soul level was improved again, and the scale of the soul world also increased by a few points. Another new star was added, and the soul world became a bit more lively. Lin Moyu didn't feel the aura of the undead laws from this star. Moreover, this star seemed to be somewhat different. It was self-contained and maintained a considerable distance from other stars. This was not controlled by Lin Moyu but formed naturally. As the number of stars increased, the scale of the soul world also became larger and larger. In fact, the distance between the stars was constantly increasing. They were becoming more and more distant, and the entire world was no longer crowded, appearing more and more empty. Lin Moyu felt that his soul world was becoming more and more like the universe. Now, this star gave Lin Moyu a very strange feeling. It seemed to be independent of other spells, but its connection with the soul was extremely close. Not only did it have a close connection with the soul, but it also had a very close connection with the physical body. The light it emitted carried a warm aura, passing through the soul world and reaching the outside world. Suddenly, a possibility popped into Lin Moyu's mind: this is a passive skill. His heart warmed, and he couldn't wait to check. Upon seeing it, joy immediately arose on the soul body. Elemental Resistance Fusion Degree 100% passive spell. The user and summons are immune to all elemental attacks, and the damage from all elemental laws is reduced by half. The first passive skill was transformed into a stellar level spell, a passive type spell. The effect has undergone earth-shattering changes. Immunity to all elemental attacks, and damage from elemental laws reduced by half. Lin Moyu believed that even in the great world, this effect would be extremely heaven-defying. All of his attributes also changed accordingly. All immunities in the attributes disappeared. With this passive spell permanently on his body, the original elemental immunities could retire. Lin Moyu thought of the efforts he had made to improve his elemental immunity, which was indeed a waste of effort. But who could have known that after this passive skill was transformed into a stellar level spell, it would be so abnormal? That idiot actually guessed right, a perverted person with a perverted spell. Antares's voice suddenly came. What did you say? Lin Moyu shook his head. Nothing, I converted a passive spell this time. Antares frowned and asked in a muffled voice, what's the effect? I'm not very happy right now, don't stimulate me again. What's wrong with you? What's there to be unhappy about for no reason? Antares said, just now I was looking at the small black dot and was about to comprehend something, but in the blink of an eye, the comprehension was gone. Lin Moyu shouted loudly, I thought it was a big deal. What's the big deal? I'll tell you something to make you happy. What, is your skill not good this time? It seems a bit ordinary. Lin Moyu explained his elemental resistance effect, and Antares immediately burst out with a terrifying dragon roar, almost deafening Lin Moyu. Can you be quieter? I'm almost deaf. Lin Moyu shouted loudly. Antares roared angrily, you call this not good? You call this not good? Do you know how strong and perverted this passive spell is? Lin Moyu shook his head, indicating he didn't know. Is it strong? I think it's just average. Antares said angrily, average my ass, it's so strong it's perverted, okay. Although there are thousands of laws in the great world, more than 90% of them are elemental laws. You directly reduce elemental law damage by half, how are you letting others survive? Lin Moyu actually hadn't said everything. This 50% law damage reduction is also affected by talent, and is directly increased by 90 times. In other words, he can reduce law damage by 90 times. Antares's reaction was too strong. Lin Moyu chose to remain silent, it's better not to say it. Antares shook his big head, and, he said, and, several times, but couldn't say what else. It said in a gnashing tone, anyway, be careful when you get to the great world, you're too perverted, don't let others know, they will be jealous of you. There are many petty people in your human race, they might make trouble for you. Jealousy exists in all races, and it's also a normal emotion. But some people are petty, and driven by jealousy, they will do some excessive things. Lin Moyu had already learned about the cruelty of the great world from Antares' words. Naturally, he would be careful. Thank you, I will be careful. Antares snorted, it's good that you know, you promised to accompany me to kill people, you can't die halfway. Don't worry, I definitely won't be in trouble before you, soft-legged dragon, die. Don't call me soft-legged dragon. Antares roared angrily, slapped out a paw, and sent Lin Moyu flying tens of thousands of meters away. It had a sense of proportion, the attack looked heavy, but it didn't hurt Lin Moyu at all. It was just that the impact was a little strong, it looked scary, but nothing actually happened. Lin Moyu flew back, look at you, such a big dragon, you can't even take a joke. You need to have a big picture, you told me that. Antares snorted, you know nothing, if you're outside and call other dragons a soft-legged dragon, that's definitely an irreconcilable feud. It was so serious, Lin Moyu didn't expect that. But this also shows that Antares has a good relationship with him. Lin Moyu said with a smile, I know, I'll say it less in the future. Not say it less, but don't say it. I promise you, but I may not be able to do it. ... Antares really wanted to breathe dragon fire and kill this shameless guy. It really regretted treating this guy as a friend. Before, when this guy didn't speak, he was cool, and seemed pretty good. Why is his mouth so cheap now that he speaks? Antares hated it so much that its teeth itched. Get lost, get lost. Lin Moyu waved his hand, I'll be back soon. He was going to the abyss to farm demon dungeons, the leveling speed wouldn't be too slow. According to Lin Moyu's estimation, it would take at most a few days to level up. If it's fast, it might not even take 2 days. Antares also knew, go kill quickly, but let me tell you in advance, don't use this method to level up after level 86. Wangs is good. Although you have the 9-colored dragon soul crystal, the impact won't be too great, but there will always be some impact. Faced with Antares' advice, Lin Moyu naturally took it very seriously, okay, I'll keep it in mind. Going to the abyss is different from going to the dragon clan, he doesn't need Antares to send him. He took out the abyss teleportation stone and activated it. Lin Moyu entered the abyss world for the 3rd time, this time appearing in a volcano crater. There was green abyss fire burning in the volcano. The ubiquitous abyss fire in the abyss world is very peculiar. It can be cold or hot, the same color, but with 2 characteristics. Some abyss demons are good at manipulating abyss fire, and can make them show both characteristics. When abyss fire turns into cold fire, the extreme temperature can reach -100 degrees, and even god-level powerhouses can be frostbitten or even frozen to death. But when it turns into hot fire, the temperature can also be astonishingly high. Tens of thousands of degrees can be reached, and it can also burn god-level powerhouses to death. Abyss fire is the source of power for the entire abyss, it is fundamental. Chapter 742, Lin Moyu and Lillian are the same type of person. Lin Moyu appeared right in the volcano crater, and the abyss fire in this volcano was hot fire, with extremely high temperatures. Lin Moyu estimated that it was at least 5,000 or 6,000 degrees. Even top-level professionals, as long as they haven't reached the god level, will find it difficult to survive in this environment. Even god-level powerhouses probably wouldn't feel too comfortable. In the human world, this kind of environment doesn't exist. Even the final magma is only around 1,000 degrees. The environment of the abyss is far more harsh than that of the human race. Evil demons come from harsh environments, and only this kind of environment can cultivate such ferocious demons. Dragons eat people, and demons also eat people. Demons especially like to drink human blood. For thousands of years, demons have eaten countless people. Of course, the human race has also killed countless demons. The hatred between the 2 sides has long reached an irreconcilable point. The 3 races are opposed to each other, hate each other, and no one will let anyone go. As long as there is an opportunity, they will definitely put the other party to death, without mercy. Lin Moyu left the volcano crater and randomly chose a direction to fly. He had no purpose, just to kill demons. He regarded the abyss as a dungeon, and the demons as monsters in the dungeon. To put it bluntly, he was here to level up. The abyss is not like the dragon clan, he doesn't need to worry about Lillian. As long as Lillian doesn't deal with him, then he is invincible. Lin Moyu doesn't take high-level demons seriously at all. As for whether Lillian will attack, Lin Moyu knew she wouldn't. As a demon emperor, Lillian is very smart. She knows what she should and shouldn't do, and she knows what she wants and how to get it. The abyss demons are merely her tools, and maintaining balance for thousands of years has all been for her own sake. When Lin Moyu arrived in the abyss, Lilian and the succubus king simultaneously looked in his direction. Both of them had left demonic aura on Lin Moyu, and they could both sense it. The succubus king said, "Your Majesty, Lin Moyu has arrived." Demon Emperor Lilian smiled, "He's here, so he's here. Let's pretend we don't know for now." The succubus king asked strangely, "Do we not need to tell Lin Moyu that we won't be his enemy?" "No need, that guy is very smart and must have already guessed it," Lilian said as she took a sip of dragon blood, clearly very confident in her judgment. Since Lilian had said so, the succubus king, as a subordinate and servant, naturally wouldn't have any objections. Now, to her, Lilian's words were law and rules. Under the demonic blood oath, she could never betray her. This was also why Lilian could confidently tell her things. Lin Moyu vibrated his wings of the undead, moving at great speed, his entire being like a flash, appearing hundreds of miles away with each movement. Soon, Lin Moyu saw a city belonging to demons. Flames rose in the city, and as soon as Lin Moyu appeared, even at a distance from the city, a strong alarm was raised within the city. The abyss fire collectively surged, flames rolling, and a powerful barrier instantly rose, enveloping the entire city. At the very top of the city center, an eyeball-like object was rotating. Demon Observing Eye, that was what the humans called it. Among the abyss demons, it was called the Eye of the Demon. The human's demon observing eye was created by imitating the eye of the demon. Lin Moyu had to admit that many human technologies were learned from the demons and dragons. Arrays and barriers were learned, fused together, and became the human's own things. The Eternal Great Wall fused the advantages of arrays and barriers, eventually completely surpassing them. Through continuous learning, a large number of professions were born among humans. Professions that didn't exist before, such as array masters and alchemists, appeared later. This was the advantage of humans, good at learning and even better at creating. It was a pity that demons were born strong, and after thousands of years of effort, humans could only maintain relative balance with demons. However, Lin Moyu also knew that as long as humans were given another 1,000 years, they would surely surpass the demons and suppress the demons and dragons. Then, after a few hundred years, there would be a chance to destroy both races. Lin Moyu knew that Lilian, being so smart, could definitely see the future he could see. Being able to become a demon emperor from an unknown little demon, while also hiding the fact that she had half-human blood. Lilian's methods, pattern, and vision were imaginable. Before, there was no opportunity, and Lilian hibernated, never acting. This time, Lilian saw the opportunity and moved all at once. Lin Moyu thought a lot in an instant and understood many things. He liked to analyze, peel back the layers, and see the future. Lilian also liked to analyze. The two were the same kind of person, so they hit it off. Lin Moyu stood far outside the city, 10,000 meters away from the demon city. He could see the demons were on guard, each one panicked. Obviously, what happened in the Dragon Clan had been transmitted back to the abyss. The abyss demons had eyes everywhere, with organizations similar to the Demon Worship Society among humans, and there might also be some in the Dragon Clan. The speed at which demons transmitted messages was no slower than that of the dragons. Obviously, his actions had been known throughout the entire abyss. He had long been famous in the abyss and was one of the people the demons most wanted to kill. It was quite normal for this situation to occur now. Fear is useless. For thousands of years, you have slaughtered humans several times. Our human fear has become your best seasoning. Now it's my turn. Compared to the dragons, Lin Moyu's hatred for the demons was even greater. From childhood to adulthood, the textbooks were full of the abyss demons' crimes. This kind of hatred had long been ingrained. Lin Moyu pointed a finger towards the sky. The demon world suddenly darkened. Originally, the world of the abyss demons was in darkness, and the light brought by the abyss fire was not bright. Now, the projection of the undead world appeared, and the whole world became even darker. Then, clusters of silver-white flames appeared, bringing light to this world again. Between the dark and the white, the sky was like a giant screen being pulled open, and the eye of the undead, a full 100,000 meters in size, floated from the air. This scene shocked everyone. The giant eye above the sky enveloped the entire city. Lin Moyu's vision instantly connected with the undead, the picture changed, and Lin Moyu entered God's perspective. He was like an invincible god, overlooking all living beings. All the demons in the city were presented in his eyes, even those hiding in hidden rooms or underground could not escape the gaze of the Eye of the Undead. In the depths of the huge Eye of the Undead, there was an undead law surging. The Eye of the Undead swept through the city with the aura of death. The demons in the city died silently. The barrier in the city was still running continuously, and the Eye of the Demon at the highest point in the center of the city was still continuously issuing warnings. But all the demons in the city had already died. Their bodies were still intact, but their souls had been erased. There were no demon kings in the city, and the highest level was only a high-level demon of level 80 or so. They couldn't stop the soul attack of the Eye of the Undead at all. After being transformed from an ordinary skill into a stellar-level spell, the power of Undead Gaze has been greatly improved. Even without using the Undead Legion, Lin Moyu could walk sideways in the Abyss world with just this skill. Instantly slaughtering the entire city, Lin Moyu turned and left. In the Demon Emperor's palace, Demon Emperor Lillian's gaze passed through the void and saw this scene. She was speechless for a long time, and the wine glass in her hand froze. The Succubus King didn't know what Lillian saw, and she didn't dare to ask. But she knew that Lillian must have seen something very amazing. Chapter 743 Sweeping the Royal City, the powerful Lin Moyu. If I had this skill before, it would have been great. Lin Moyu thought of the battle in the Dragon Clan Royal City. If he had this skill before, at least half of the 10 million dragons in front of the Dragon Clan Royal City could have been wiped out. His level could probably have risen several levels in a row. Suddenly, a warm current came from the void. Power of faith. The power of faith always existed, but it suddenly became stronger again. Lin Moyu knew that Antares was probably up to something again. The fact was indeed so. Antares started broadcasting again. People discovered that Lin Moyu had moved from the Dragon World to the Abyss World. Lin Moyu really doesn't let anyone go, trying to be fair to everyone. Just now, a single undead gaze directly annihilated the entire city of demons, shocking the human race. No one had ever seen such a skill, it was too heaven-defying, too powerful. Once again, countless people became Lin Moyu's die-hard fans, gathering a powerful force of faith. The power of faith is beneficial to the soul, it can stabilize the soul world, and also improve the soul's level. The power of faith is not pure enough, but fortunately Lin Moyu has the 9-colored dragon soul crystal, which can refine the power of faith. The power of faith is constantly transmitted and transformed into soul power. The soul world is becoming more and more stable, and the soul level is also slowly improving. The 9-colored dragon soul crystal is like this, the improvement speed is very slow, but it is very stable. This is related to the long lifespan of the dragons, they don't care about lifespan, they only seek stability and a solid foundation. Lin Moyu once again found a city. This is a large city. From afar Lin Moyu felt the aura of a demon king in the city. This is a royal city. The world structure of the Abyss is different from that of the dragon race. Each area here is controlled by a demon king, and the main city where the demon king is located is called the Royal City. Around the Royal City, several relatively small cities will be formed. The area surrounded by these cities is basically the territory of this demon king. Lin Moyu found a royal city. A barrier has already been raised in the royal city. Lin Moyu's arrival had already been known by the Abyss demons. But they don't know that the barrier is useless to Lin Moyu. A demon king flew to the city wall, looking at Lin Moyu through the barrier. Lin Moyu, you are so brave, you dare to break into my Abyss world. This demon king advises you to leave quickly, the Abyss is not the dragon race, if you don't leave, don't even think about leaving. When the demon emperor makes a move, you will surely die. Lin Moyu looked at it, like looking at an idiot. It's not like it's my first time here, don't tell me you don't know. And this guy is obviously strong on the outside but weak on the inside, scared to death. He should also know that I slaughter dragon kings like dogs. Lin Moyu disdained to talk nonsense with it, just a low-level demon king, at most level 92, what is it? Demons look down on the human race, and the human race also looks down on demons. Lin Moyu pointed his finger towards the sky. A magnificent scenery appeared, the undead world, silver-white flames. The sky opened like a scroll, the eye of the undead gazed at the entire city. There is a saying in the human race, when you gaze into the abyss also gazes into you. This sentence was said by a professional, referring to the abyss entrance in the meta battlefield. That is an extremely deep space channel. However, now this sentence has to be changed. When you gaze at the undead are also gazing at you. The undead here naturally refer to the eye of the undead, which is much more concrete than the abyss entrance. The difference is that looking at the abyss entrance is fine, but looking at the eye of the undead will have consequences. The moment the eye of the undead appeared, undead flames burned in its depths, and undead laws entwined it. All the demons saw their reflections in the eye of the undead. A dangerous warning appeared in the Demon King's heart, its hair stood on end, and it vibrated its wings to escape. It held a magic stone in its hand, crushed it fiercely, and a teleportation channel appeared beside it. It wanted to step into it, but it was too late. Just as half of its body entered, the eye of the undead swept over it. It froze there, motionless. A few seconds later, it suddenly let out a scream, and its body exploded. Lin Moyu saw a demon that was several times smaller fly out of its body and rush into the teleportation channel. It actually has such a life-saving ability. The abilities of demons are strange and varied, really interesting. Lin Moyu knew that abyss demons were more difficult to deal with than dragons. Dragons are stronger than demons in frontal combat, but they don't have as many weird abilities as demons. Seeing it escape, countless demons in the city crushed magic stones, wanting to teleport away. Even the Demon King has escaped. What are they staying for, to die? Not all demons have teleportation stones, nor do all demons have time to activate them. The eye of the undead swept across the entire royal city in a tyrannical and terrifying manner. Wherever its gaze reached, it suddenly became quiet. The demons died silently, without any suspense. Experience increased crazily. Lin Moyu couldn't count how many demons, large and small, were in a royal city. AAA0 seeking fresh flowers AAAAAAAAAAA. After slaughtering 2 cities in a row, his experience has soared a lot. If he slaughters a few more cities, it will be enough to level up. Now, every time he levels up, his soul power will increase greatly, allowing him to move at least 2 skill star cores. Skill star cores transformed into stellar level spells can greatly increase the power of skills. Combat power will also increase accordingly. Just like at level 81, if he wanted to attack a city, he still needed to rely on the Undead Legion to break through the barrier first. This barrier is enough to withstand forbidden spell bombardments, and even the Undead Legion would need 1 or 2 minutes to break through it. But now, one undead gaze directly destroys the city. It is more useful than forbidden spells in the Undead Legion. This is the benefit brought by transforming skills into spells. However, the Undead Legion also has its uses. 1,000 headless knights appeared beside him, quickly rushing in all directions. 0. They went to find cities. With the main city here, the other affiliated small cities should not be too far away. It is too inefficient to search alone, let the headless knights search. Soon, the headless knights sent back information that they had found the small cities. 4 small cities, like satellites, are located in 4 corners, guarding the royal city. The demons in the small cities had already received the news, and they all fled quickly, leaving only a few cats and dogs in the city. Lin Moyu was too lazy to go there, it was worthless. Lin Moyu sent out more headless knights, and the headless knights continued to spread out, searching for royal cities. Lin Moyu knew that now the entire abyss should know of his arrival. Moreover, quite a few demons escaped this wave, and these demons scattered to various corners. They will definitely think about ways to deal with him. Demons are not stupid, at least they are much smarter than the one-track-minded dragons. If they really can't find a way to deal with him, they may completely disperse. Although there are many demons, once they are scattered, it will be very inefficient for him to find them one by one. Lin Moyu now has the strength to crush the demons, so he is too lazy to play tricks, and takes advantage of the fact that they have not dispersed to slaughter a few more cities. If the demons escape, he can go to the Dragon World. Visit again and bring surprises to the Dragon Emperor. If the Dragon Emperor dares to gather the dragons again, he will definitely give it an unforgettable experience. Tens of thousands of headless knights rampage across the abyss. They are very fast, drawing countless silver firelights in the air. Soon, one royal city after another was discovered by the headless knight. Lin Moyu chose the nearest royal city and brought death upon it. Chapter 744. If you can't learn to be ruthless, then learn to accept death. Outside the Demon Emperor's palace, more than a dozen demon kings arrived simultaneously. They called out to the Demon Emperor, hoping that Demon Emperor Lilith could step in to stop Lin Moyu. The entire Demon Emperor's palace was surrounded by fierce abyssal flames, the most intense flames in the abyss, with a black tinge in the dark green color. It was filled with Lillian's laws with the power of destruction, filled with Lillian's personal will. Even the higher demon kings couldn't get close. The demon kings could only call out outside the palace. After a long time, the abyssal flames slowly vibrated, and a cold voice came from the palace. This emperor knows, this emperor will take action. The dozen or so demon kings immediately showed smiles. In their opinion, as long as the demon emperor took action, Lin Moyu was nothing. After all, according to the information they received, Lin Moyu couldn't defeat the Dragon Emperor. The Demon Emperor had fought against the Dragon Emperor before, and the Demon Emperor was clearly stronger. As demons, they had confidence in their emperor. Inside the Demon Emperor's palace, the Succubus Queen cautiously asked, "Your Majesty, are you really going to take action?" At this time, the Succubus Queen already knew what had happened. Lin Moyu was slaughtering cities all the way, and no one could stop him. Moreover, Lin Moyu's performance was even stronger than when he was slaughtering cities in the Dragon Clan. The Succubus Queen couldn't believe why Lin Moyu had become so much stronger in such a short period of time. There should be a limit to getting stronger, but why didn't Lin Moyu have a limit? Every once in a while, he would become much stronger than before. Fighting beyond his level was as simple as eating and drinking. Early on, at a level of less than 60, he defied the heavens and killed the Flame Demon King. After that, he was like cheating all the way, his level increasing at an astonishing rate, and his combat power increasing even more terrifyingly. Now, at only level 80 or so, he could easily kill higher Dragon Kings, and even confront Dragon Emperors and Demon Emperors. The Succubus Queen had never seen such a human professional, he was simply like a monster. The Succubus Queen was also grateful that she had stopped early and didn't fight Lin Moyu to the death, otherwise she might be dead now. Lillian chuckled, "Do you think Lin Moyu is very perverted? His combat power is unbelievably strong." At this time, her voice was melodious and pleasant, and her image as a human was almost perfect. Especially that gorgeous face, even made the Succubus Queen feel a sense of inferiority. The Succubus Queen said, "Among all the humans I've seen, he is the most talented one." Lillian laughed, "People like him are called geniuses in the great world. There are many geniuses in the great world, but there shouldn't be many like him." Mentioning the great world, a trace of anticipation appeared in the Succubus Queen's eyes. She had just learned some news about the great world from Lillian. She originally thought that the Abyss, the human race, and the dragon race were the whole world. Unexpectedly, the world she knew was just an insignificant island in the sea. She also wanted to see what the real great world looked like. Lillian said, "Let's go, it's time to deliver a head. Lin Moyu is about to approach your territory, show your sincerity." The Succubus Queen already understood what delivering a head meant. She didn't resist Lillian's order at all, and immediately responded, "Yes, your great majesty." Lillian waved her hand and disappeared into the palace with the Succubus Queen. In the next second, the Succubus Queen had already appeared in her own royal city. Lillian had been rooted in the Abyss world for many years, and she wasn't just hiding in the Demon Emperor's palace doing nothing. In secret, she actually had arrangements throughout the entire Abyss world. In this world, there were her backhands everywhere. For example, now, wherever she wanted to go, or send someone else, she could open a teleportation channel with just a thought and arrive directly. She was much smarter than the Dragon Emperor, arranging a way out for herself. If the path she wanted to take didn't work, at the very end, she still had a final backhand. However, even she wasn't sure if that backhand would work, so she wouldn't use it unless absolutely necessary. As soon as the Succubus Queen returned to the royal city, she immediately summoned her closest people, including the succubus named Mina. "You guys, leave immediately, find a deserted place to hide. Wait for my order before you come out." The Succubus Queen's expression was extremely serious, and her tone was very solemn. Although she had wholeheartedly pledged allegiance to Lillian, she also wanted to save the lives of a few trusted subordinates as much as possible. Yes, Great Queen, the few of them didn't doubt the Succubus Queen's order at all. They thought the Succubus Queen was telling them to hide from Lin Moyu. The social structure of demons destined that the Succubus Queen was the supreme existence in the eyes of these succubi. They immediately teleported away and disappeared. The Succubus Queen stood above the royal city, looking at the large number of succubi in the city, and couldn't help but sigh. Lillian's order was for her to deliver a head. The succubi in the city were the heads. How to deliver it was up to her. The succubus queen also knew that she had sent away a few confidants, and she definitely couldn't escape Lillian's eyes. However, she didn't have the slightest intention of betraying her, so Lillian shouldn't care. Lin Moyu was coming soon. The succubus queen came outside the city and activated the barrier. As the owner of the royal city, she had absolute control. The barrier was activated, covering the entire royal city, not just the city defense barrier, but also other barriers. Teleportation arrays and teleportation devices all became ineffective at this moment. All communications were also cut off at this moment, unable to send any information to the outside world. From this moment on, this royal city became an isolated island. This was delivering a head. The succubus queen looked at the succubi and other demons in the city, and finally sighed. This world was so cruel. It was said that the great world was even more cruel. If you don't learn to be ruthless, then you have to learn to accept death. For this reason, the succubus queen began to be ruthless. But she didn't go all the way, at least she left a few confidants behind. After doing all this, the succubus queen hid. Lin Moyu found several royal cities through the headless night. He found a more convenient route and slaughtered cities all the way. Just as he thought, the demons ran away when they saw that the situation was not good. The demons left in the 2 cities he passed through in a row were not too many. On the contrary, the headless knight encountered many demons on the way. When those demons saw the headless knight, they ran away as if they had seen a ghost. Compared to the dragon clan, the demons were much smarter. With such a dispersal, it was difficult for Lin Moyu to carry out a real city slaughter. This also made his experience increase slower than expected. In the human world, Antares' live broadcast was still continuing. Lin Moyu's strong push through the demon royal city, his heroic appearance had been firmly remembered. The eyes of death, like a curtain of the sky, swept across the land, leaving no one alive in the royal city. 3.4 All of this caused everyone to exclaim in surprise. Lin Moyu seemed to be telling the world that he not only possessed a powerful undead army, but also a killing skill more terrifying than a forbidden spell. The demons are too cunning, they all escaped. What else could they do but escape? Wait in the city to die? That's true, even if a demon king level being came, it would be a waste of life. It seems that the Dragon Clan guys are really stupid. Discussions arose within the human world, and everyone saw the demons' response. Although cowardly, it was very effective. Lin Moyu also felt somewhat helpless. The fragment world was not small, and once the demons scattered and hid, it would be extremely inefficient for him to find them one by one. Having a bit of a headache. A pleasant voice sounded, and Lillian gracefully walked out from the space. Lin Moyu was not surprised by Lillian's arrival. It's okay, just a bit troublesome. Chapter 745, Cooperating in a Play, What a Great Gift. Lillian's appearance once again caused an uproar in the human world. Is that the Demon Emperor? Yes, exactly like the Demon Emperor in the records. The Demon Emperor is finally making a move. I wonder if Divine General Lin can defeat her. It's hard to say. Divine General Lin is very strong, but the Demon Emperor is not weak either. Divine General Lin, please be careful. Everyone was worried about Lin Moyu. In the past 1,000 years, the Demon Emperor had only made a few moves, very few. But each time she was extremely powerful, even the half-step transcendent gods in the human race could only barely fight her. Now that Lin Moyu had to face the Demon Emperor, everyone felt that the outcome was unpredictable. Meng Anwen and the others were not nervous at all at this time. They knew the relationship between Lin Moyu and the Demon Emperor. Knowing that the Demon Emperor would not really kill Lin Moyu was bound to be safe. Moreover, the Demon Emperor had already sold the abyss for himself. Now that the Demon Emperor appeared, it was most likely for acting. Lillian was completely wrapped in mist, unable to see her appearance clearly. The fog was very thick, occupying a large area, constantly churning. Various demonic images constantly emerged from the mist, ferocious and terrifying. This was also the Demon Emperor's usual image. Moreover, Lillian's voice was usually cold and slightly hoarse. No one knew Lillian's true face. Lin Moyu's answer elicited a chuckle from Lillian. Just a bit troublesome, the voice was completely different from the image she presented. Fortunately, Antares' live broadcast had no sound, otherwise it would definitely shock people. Lin Moyu knew that she was not here to stop him. If she really wanted to stop him, she would have taken action when he first came to the abyss. Are you here to act with me? Lin Moyu asked. The Demon Emperor smiled. I know your intention, so I came to give you a gift, a little sincerity. As for acting, naturally we have to act. Lin Moyu instantly understood the meaning of the Demon Emperor's words. You also want to see my true strength while acting, right? How could the Demon Emperor's actions be so simple, just for acting? Impossible. The Demon Emperor was able to find him for cooperation, naturally because she valued his strength and his future potential. If he did not meet the other party's requirements, this cooperation could be terminated at any time. Someone like Lillian would never put all her eggs in one basket. Lillian knew her situation 1,000 years ago, and she must have made a lot of arrangements in the millennium. Finding him for cooperation was definitely just one of the more secure methods. Lillian said, although it's acting, we have to be serious. Sure enough, Lin Moyu chuckled, then as you wish. He pointed out with one finger. Twin star spell, bone prison. Spell, undead gaze. 2 spells, or rather 3 spells, were used simultaneously. Bones appeared on the thick fog surrounding Lillian, and bone fangs erupted. At this moment, the thick fog became Lillian's body, and also her armor. The bone fangs pierced into the thick fog with a white light, and then disappeared. This spell was still a bit lacking to deal with Lillian. The sky turned black, then turned silver-white again, a giant screen opened in the air, and the eye of the undead stared at Lillian. Lin Moyu heard a delicate cry, obviously she was in some pain. Even Antares would feel the gaze of the eye of the undead. Lillian, as a half-step transcendent god, although she wouldn't be injured, pain was inevitable. Lillian was extremely surprised, now that she could feel pain. When Lin Moyu reached the same level as her, would he be able to kill her instantly? Lillian clearly felt the threat from the skill, it was a sense of danger from the soul level. If Lin Moyu really reached her level, perhaps she would be vulnerable in front of Lin Moyu. Lillian was very conflicted at this time. On one hand, Lin Moyu's strength made her feel that her judgment was correct. On the other hand, it was also because Lin Moyu was too strong, which made her feel apprehensive. If Lin Moyu betrayed her at the end of the cooperation, perhaps she would not have the ability to counter him at that time. Lillian considered a lot in an instant, and finally found that she had no way. Even now, she could no longer do anything to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu had Antares behind him, and he could not be killed. This was also one of the reasons why she decided to cooperate with him in the first place. Everything happened in a flash. Lillian instantly understood, and at the same time discarded all useless emotions. Once the bow is drawn and the arrow is shot, then go all the way to the end. The next second, Lillian had already begun to fight back. A large hand stretched out from the thick fog, rushing towards Lin Moyu with an aura of destruction. Law of Destruction. Lillian's domain was the Law of Destruction, a powerful law in the 2nd tier, much stronger than the Dragon Emperor's Law of Stone. This also proves that Lillian's talent is actually very high. With such a high talent, and so smart, how could she be willing to become a chess piece, and a chess piece that would be in danger at any time? Lin Moyu could completely understand Lillian. The wings of the undead vibrated slightly. Lin Moyu disappeared instantly, avoiding the Demon Emperor's attack. An overwhelming palm fell on the earth, and the earth rumbled and collapsed. The nearby hills disappeared in an instant, and under the Law of Destruction, not a blade of grass grew. Lin Moyu appeared thousands of meters away, the undead legion appeared, the bone dragon roared, and the headless knights charged. The skeleton throne appeared in the air, and 2 skeleton kings responded and came out. The war began. The dense fog churned, and Lillian struck fiercely, causing widespread death within the undead army. Lin Moyu continuously cast double star spells. Although the bone prison couldn't harm Lillian, it could still create obstacles. Undead gaze was activated again, and Lillian grunted softly at the same time. The battle was real, and the pain was real. However, both sides were holding back. The seemingly intense battle wasn't actually intense. Lin Moyu constantly changed his position, dodging Lillian's attacks. Lillian did the same. The scope of the battle continued to expand. Unknowingly, a large city came into view. This was a city belonging to the Succubus King, and at this moment, the city's barrier was open, with countless demons inside. Lin Moyu understood that this was the great gift Lillian was giving him. What a great gift indeed, a city full of demons. Just now, the two of them were constantly changing positions, with the Demon Emperor deliberately leading the battlefield here. However, to outsiders, it was impossible to tell. In terms of acting, Lillian was perfect, not inferior to any actor. Unlike the previous gift from the Demon Worship Assembly, where those who died were traitors among the human race, this time it was real demons. Lillian was also using this to show Lin Moyu her determination to cooperate. She really intended to completely sacrifice the Abyss demons. Very decisive. Since that was the case, Lin Moyu would naturally cooperate with her. In the Succubus King City, the demons saw Lin Moyu and also saw the Demon Emperor. The Demon Emperor was engaged in a great battle with Lin Moyu, and the demons in the city were filled with excitement. They were all shouting for the Demon Emperor to kill Lin Moyu. Little did they know that the Demon Emperor had personally sold them to Lin Moyu. Please. Lin Moyu heard Lillian's voice in his ear. Lin Moyu wouldn't be polite. He pointed his finger towards the sky, and the Eye of the Undead appeared above the city. The demons already knew about the terror of the Eye of the Undead. The moment it appeared, a large number of demons instinctively wanted to escape. Only then did they discover that the teleportation magic stone was ineffective. Not only was the teleportation magic stone ineffective, but even information couldn't be transmitted. The entire city was sealed off. Chapter 746. Dealing with smart people is comfortable. The demons in the city died in despair. The vast majority of them didn't know why until their deaths. Why the teleportation magic stone was ineffective, why information couldn't be transmitted. Only a few smart ones understood before they died. But what was the use? They could only lose their souls with their understanding, and rest in eternal peace. The Succubus King hid in the distance, watching the constantly dying demons, her heart pounding. If she hadn't become a slave of the Demon Emperor and become one of her own, she would most likely be a member of the city now. She knew the Demon Emperor's methods. Even without herself, the Demon Emperor would have a way to seal off the city. Not only her royal city, but even the royal cities of other demon kings, the Demon Emperor would have a way to control. The Demon Emperor must have made arrangements over the millennia, and the methods were superb, far beyond imagination. What the Succubus King knew was just the tip of the iceberg, and more of it was just speculation. Just the tip of the iceberg was enough to make her shudder. Under the undead gaze, the entire royal city was slaughtered in just 2 minutes. Experience increased dramatically again. With 2 more royal cities like this, he would be able to level up again. Lin Moyu's slaughter of the city seemed to anger the Demon Emperor. The dense fog spread out, covering a range of several thousand meters. The Undead Legion in the dense fog died at the same time, wiping out most of the Undead Legion in an instant. Even the Skeleton King was not spared, demonstrating the Demon Emperor's strength. Lin Moyu's expression changed slightly, the wings of the undead vibrated, and he disappeared instantly. The fog shrank, and the Demon Emperor obviously lost track of Lin Moyu. Immediately afterwards, the Demon Emperor let out a hoarse and sharp roar, full of anger. This scene was so similar to the Dragon Emperor. It seemed to have just been staged in the Dragon Clan world. Only the Succubus King knew that the Demon Emperor was acting. The acting was so exquisite that if she didn't know the truth, she would probably be deceived. In the eyes of outsiders, things were not the same. The Demon Emperor attacked and fought fiercely with Lin Moyu. But Lin Moyu was too cunning and actually took advantage of the battle to sneak attack a royal city. In the end, the Demon Emperor was furious, and Lin Moyu was defeated and fled. Lin Moyu's escape skills were very powerful. Neither the Dragon Emperor nor the Demon Emperor could do anything about it. Even the human race, who watched the live broadcast throughout, thought so. Seeing Lin Moyu finally escape successfully, everyone breathed a sigh of relief. No one raised any objections to Lin Moyu's retreat. The opponent was the Demon Emperor, a demigod, one of the strongest in the world. There was only one demigod in the human race who could barely confront the Demon Emperor. Being able to retreat completely in the face of the Demon Emperor, and even sneak attack a demon royal city during the battle. In everyone's mind, Lin Moyu had already won. Especially the Demon Emperor's roar at the end, which was exactly the same as the Dragon Emperor of the Dragon Clan. Obviously, Lin Moyu had the upper hand. Lin Moyu's status in people's minds rose again, and people even began to sing praises of Lin Moyu. The live broadcast screen also disappeared at this moment. Antares closed his eyes. That's enough, too much is as bad as too little AI 1/4. Under his promotion, Lin Moyu had been completely deified. He had completely surpassed legendary figures such as God Antares and White God, and could even be said to have surpassed countless sages of the human race. Even those demigods were not as good as Lin Mo Yu. After all, no one had ever broken into the Dragon Clan, broken into the Abyss, let alone carried out a city slaughter against them. Lin Mo Yu's actions undoubtedly vented his anger for the entire human race and repaid the blood debt for countless people. Lin Mo Yu broke free and fled, but Lillian did not chase. Lin Mo Yu also knew that Lillian would not chase. Acting was like this. Lillian had a good sense of propriety, and the two had a great understanding. Dealing with smart people is comfortable. You don't even need to say much to know what to do. The direction Lin Mo Yu left was not randomly chosen, but was given by Lillian during the battle just now. Lillian used her actions to point out a direction for Lin Mo Yu. Coincidentally, during the previous exploration, there were indeed 2 royal cities thousands of miles in that direction. When Lin Mo Yu arrived at the royal city, he found it was already sealed off. Not a single demon inside could get out, nor could they send any messages. It was exactly the same as the succubus royal city, another great gift from Lillian. Lin Mo Yu accepted it without any politeness. Having slaughtered 2 cities in a row, a white light of leveling up rose from Lin Mo Yu. He finally reached level 83, his soul power surged, greatly increasing. Lin Mo Yu looked towards a certain part of the void. You've been following me all the way, come out. The void twisted for a moment, and the succubus king walked out of the void. Divine General Lin, long time no see. The succubus king greeted Lin Mo Yu. The two had dealt with each other more than once, and could be considered half acquainted. Lin Mo Yu said, "Aren't you afraid of death?" The succubus king's expression changed slightly, but she gritted her teeth and said, "You won't kill me. If you wanted to kill me, you could have done it long ago. And I've already given you the royal city." Lin Mo Yu sized up the succubus king. He had to admit, although the succubus king was a demon, she was very much in line with the aesthetics of the human race. If it weren't for the tail on her back and her rather pointed ears, she would really be a great beauty. Lin Mo Yu said in a low voice, "You're very smart, follow your master, maybe you can save your life in the future." After saying that, Lin Mo Yu activated the Abyss teleportation stone and left the Abyss world. He knew that continuing would not yield any gains. The Demon Emperor's gift had already been received, and the other cities were probably already empty. It would be time-consuming and laborious to find and kill the demons one by one after they had dispersed. As for those demon kings, they were probably hiding even deeper. But it didn't matter, there would always be opportunities in the future, and no one would be able to escape then. After Lin Mo Yu left, the succubus king finally breathed a long sigh of relief. Lillian pointed out the direction for Lin Mo Yu. Not only did Lin Mo Yu understand, but she also understood. So she mustered up her courage and followed, and found that 2 royal cities were indeed sealed off, exactly the same as her own royal city. Needless to say, the one who did it must be her master Lillian. Just as she thought, Lillian did have arrangements and means to control every royal city. If she had had any other thoughts at that time, she would have died in the royal city. The succubus king finally saw Lillian's high methods and carefulness in doing things. Cold sweat broke out on her back, fortunately she was still loyal. The thick fog rolled in silently, the succubus king's eyes blurred, and she found herself already back in the Demon Emperor's palace. Demon Emperor Lillian was still sitting on the Demon Emperor's throne, looking somewhat lazy. "Did you understand?" Lillian's voice was a bit cold. The succubus king was so frightened that she knelt on the ground. "Your Majesty, I was just curious, I had no other ideas." Lillian gently shook her wine glass. "I know, otherwise you would be dead." The succubus king knelt on the ground and dared not raise her head. "Your Majesty, how did Lin Mo Yu know I was your person?" Lillian's voice was as melodious as a wind chime, and as sharp as a sword. How could someone as smart as him not understand? You must remember, if you want to survive the final cleansing, and if you want to live well in the future, then be obedient. This emperor doesn't necessarily need you, and also those few little succubi that you deliberately let go. We'll see if they're obedient and if they have the good fortune. The succubus king listened to Lillian's words, her mind racing. She seemed to know what she should and shouldn't do. Chapter 747. Soft-footed dragon, did you find a female dragon? Already at level 83, Lin Mo Yu's soul power was constantly fluctuating. His soul power had greatly increased, even overflowing a bit. After level 80, each level up could increase soul power a lot, and it would increase more and more. In fact, the increase in soul power has been giving professionals opportunities to move skill star cores in the skill space. However, there are not many professionals with such great perseverance. Moving skill star cores is too difficult, and no one can really do it. Most people will only move skill star cores after level 88, when preparing to become a god, and it will be too late then. Lin Mo Yu's soul level is high enough, and he has the blessing of divine power, so the soul power he increases with each level up is more than others. Moreover, with the 9-colored dragon soul crystal, his soul power is far purer than others. As long as he can maintain it, Lin Mo Yu believes that his future will be bright. As for the Great World Rune, Lin Mo Yu no longer cares about it. Sooner or later, he will step it under his feet. In the skill space, the largest thief in history appeared again. Lin Mo Yu had stolen many skill star cores, making the skill space empty. The skill space was very unwelcome to Lin Mo Yu's arrival, but there was nothing it could do. After all, from a certain point of view, Lin Mo Yu is the master of this space. It's just that the master has become a thief, and he still wants to steal his own things. It's a bit strange. Lin Mo Yu thinks it's funny. In fact, from another point of view, he is just changing the position of his own things. The things that were originally placed in the drawer are now transferred to the safe. There are still 17 skill star cores shining brightly. I wonder what skills I can get this time. The remaining skills are not bad. It should be said that he doesn't have any bad skills. When they are transformed into stellar level spells, their power will become even more powerful and amazing. Lin Mo Yu is looking forward to this change. It's like opening a blind box, it's always exciting before each opening. His soul power wrapped around the nearest skill star core and dragged it out. The binding force of the skill space is not small, but it can't stop Lin Mo Yu, the embezzler. Let's go, let's find you a better home. Lin Mo Yu muttered to himself, dragging the skill star cores out one by one. Now he is extremely skilled at doing this. In addition, his soul power is extremely abundant, making it easy to drag. In just a few hours, this skill star core had been dragged out of the skill space and then sent into the soul world. The soul world has become much larger again with the level increase, becoming more empty, and the distance between the stars has been widened. Among them, the spell star representing undead wings is the most lively. It is the first star, and some planetary level spells revolve around it. This galaxy-like combination is closest to the soul body, occupying the relatively central position of the soul world. A little further away is the binary star spell composed of Bone Fangs and Bone Prison. Further away is the spell star Undead Gaze and Elemental Resistance. They shine brightly in the soul world, bringing light to Lin Mo Yu's soul world. The new members arrived, and each star shed light, as if welcoming it. The power of the soul was injected into it, not as violent as before, but still very surging. Outside, Antares had already prepared to kill Lin Mo Yu dozens of times again. Hey, hurry up, my hands are already itching. Antares shouted excitedly, as if killing Lin Mo Yu was so happy. Lin Mo Yu glanced at it. You have hands. Antares shouted angrily, what do you mean, how could I not have hands? Shouldn't it be called claws? Lin Mo Yu corrected Antares. Antares immediately became angry, what claws, I have hands, hands, hands. It shouted 3 times in a row. Lin Mo Yu covered his ears, okay, I know, they're hands. In the great world, no race would think they have claws. Claws are what you call other races. In the eyes of the dragon race, the human race's hands are claws. And in the eyes of the human race, the dragon race's are claws. 2 minutes later, Lin Mo Yu spoke, you can start. Antares had been waiting impatiently, and spat out a breath of dragon fire. The dragon's breath carried a scorching aura, possessing the laws of fire element. Although Antares only grasped some superficial knowledge of elemental laws, it could still unleash attacks at the level of a transcendent god. Daka, it was more than enough to kill Lin Mo Yu. Let you insult me, I'll burn you to death. Antares shouted loudly, extremely excited. Within the dragon's breath, Lin Mo Yu frowned. This breath of dragon fire, he was actually fine. The undead legion in the summoning space only suffered a tiny bit of damage. He immediately understood why. It was all because of his elemental resistance passive spell. This stellar level passive spell is immune to all elemental damage. It reduces damage from elemental laws by half. plus the amplification from his talent, directly reducing damage by 90 times. In addition, damage transfer can also reduce damage by 90 times. Moreover, the two damage reduction effects are not superimposed, but multiplied. As a result, the damage reduction effect increased exponentially, directly reaching 8,100 times. So the attack that was originally enough to kill him, now became a tickle. Lin Moyu understood the matter, and couldn't help but reveal a look of shock. He rolled his eyes, and said to Antares, "Soft-legged dragon, did you find a mother dragon? Why are you so weak?" Antares was also stunned. It could naturally see that Lin Moyu was unharmed in the dragon's breath. "What the hell?" Antares said strangely. It tried spitting another breath of dragon fire. Lin Moyu still didn't feel anything. Antares was completely stunned. "Did you take drugs, kid?" "Guess." Lin Moyu didn't plan to tell Antares, so as not to stimulate it. Antares didn't believe it, and began to try other laws. After several tests, without exception, as long as it was an elemental law, it could only cause slight damage to Lin Moyu. However, when Antares switched to using its own body's energy to attack, it was also a transcendent god-level attack, and the undead legion collapsed on the spot. Killing 4 times in a row, the talent was activated. Antares then said, "Stinky brat, hurry up and tell me, otherwise I'm going on strike." Lin Moyu smiled and explained the interaction between his talent and the elemental resistance spell. Antares stared wide-eyed. In other words, now those transcendent gods, as long as they comprehend and cultivate elemental laws, basically can't kill you. Lin Moyu wasn't modest, and directly admitted, "That's about right, but not all transcendent gods comprehend elemental laws." Antares said, "Most of them comprehend elemental laws. After all, this thing is the easiest to comprehend. But even if transcendent gods don't use laws, their own power is not small, and they can still pose a threat to you." Lin Moyu also understood this principle. "I won't be arrogant, it's just that this skill allows me to have a bit of self-protection when facing transcendent gods." Elemental resistance also has another meaning, allowing him to no longer need to hide when facing the Dragon Emperor. The Dragon Emperor's Law of Stone also belongs to the elemental laws. And it's only at the level of a half-step transcendent god, it can't hurt him at all. Lin Moyu was fully confident of confronting the Dragon Emperor head-on. Provided there was no formation. That formation was an exception, it was a deep application of laws, and it wasn't an offensive law, so elemental resistance wouldn't work. Chapter 748. This spell is a bit useless. Antares kept cursing, calling him a freak. Lin Moyu himself felt it was a bit freaky. How many levels was he, and he could already face a half-step transcendent god like the Dragon Emperor head-on. If it wasn't for that formation, if the Dragon Emperor didn't have the dragon axe, he might have been able to kill the Dragon Emperor. Even with those two external objects, it would still be difficult for the Dragon Emperor to kill him. He could just stand there and let it kill him, and under the influence of his skills and talents, the Dragon Emperor wouldn't be able to kill him. In other words, facing the Dragon Emperor, he was already invincible. As other skills transformed into stellar spells, his strength would be further enhanced. Lin Moyu thought, when he stepped into the god level, killing the Dragon Emperor would be a piece of cake. Even if the opportunity was right, he could kill him before stepping into the god level. Antares started doing experiments with Lin Moyu. This time the experimental subject was Lin Moyu himself. Various laws were tried on Lin Moyu one by one. In his long life, Antares had indeed mastered a large number of laws, although they were only superficial, Antares only used them for fun. Now the superficial knowledge also had its uses. There were many types of elemental laws, not just the law of fire element, but also the advanced law of blazing flames, the law of magma, and so on. The higher the level of the law, the greater the power. But without exception, the damage would be reduced by elemental resistance. After a round of testing, Antares was sure that if he wanted to kill Lin Moyu with elemental laws, he would have to reach the strength of a true god at least. If it was just a transcendent god, it would be impossible to kill Lin Moyu. If it was like the Demon Emperor, who comprehended non-elemental laws, then it would take a half-step transcendent god to possibly kill Lin Moyu. After a large number of experiments, Lin Moyu also understood his situation. Know yourself and your enemy, and you will never be defeated. Antares really scared Lin Moyu when he used true god-level power. The space collapsed, not just torn apart, but collapsed like glass. Even the ancient battlefield felt like it was about to collapse. Fortunately, Antares stabilized the space, otherwise the ancient battlefield would definitely collapse. This space couldn't withstand the power of a true god. This also made Lin Moyu realize that the real powerhouses in the great world, wanting to destroy his small world, was really simple. Without enough power, wanting to protect his world was just wishful thinking. The new skill star nucleus had absorbed its fill of soul power, and was burning like a ball of fire. It was about to explode and become a star, and the skill would also become a spell. Antares' eyes widened again, staring at the skill star nucleus without blinking. It was for that half-second little black dot, Antares muttered, "It must work this time, it must work this time." Lin Moyu sighed, "Let nature take its course, don't force it. You know nothing, letting nature take its course is for trash like you, at my level, you won't get anything if you don't force it." Antares responded with disdain. While speaking, he didn't forget to stimulate Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu retorted without politeness, "Then what have you forced in our world for so many years?" Antares smiled contemptuously, "You wouldn't understand even if I told you." All right, you're right about everything." Lin Moyu was too lazy to pay attention to it, and also looked at the little black dot. "Although I can't understand anything, I'll still take a look, maybe I'll understand it in the future. Accumulate knowledge now and wait for it to blossom and bear fruit in the future." Boom! The sound of explosion echoed in the soul world, a sound that only the soul can hear. A small black dot appeared at the center of the explosion, exactly the same as usual, existing for only half a second. Lin Mo still couldn't see anything, but he kept it firmly in his mind. The soul force fully feeds back, and the soul world expands again. The 9-colored dragon soul crystal happily absorbs and refines the soul force, and the soul level also rises a bit. In the blink of an eye, another star appeared in the sky above the soul world. "I wonder what kind of spell this is." A summon elemental lich fusion degree 100%. Use materials of different elements to summon different types of elemental liches. The quality of the material will determine the level and growth limit of the elemental lich. The elemental lich can also improve its growth limit by absorbing higher quality materials. The elemental lich will not truly die, and will be reborn in the spell star after being fatally attacked. Only one elemental lich of the same type can exist at the same time. A large amount of information came from the spell star, more than any other spell. After Lin Mo carefully read it, he couldn't help but reveal a hint of joy. Although the information didn't mention anything about its strength, but it can be analyzed from it that the elemental lich has been comprehensively enhanced. First of all, there is no level limit. The summoned elemental lich will no longer explode uncontrollably. The level of the elemental lich will be equivalent to its own soul level. Although he is only level 83, his soul level has reached level 94, so the elemental lich is also level 94. AAA0 ask for fresh flowers. A level 94 elemental lich, just thinking about it, you know it's not weak. And the elemental lich can also improve its upper limit by devouring high-quality materials. Secondly, there is no longer a limit to the number of elemental liches. How many materials there are, how many elemental liches can be summoned. The characteristic of the lich space has also disappeared. Finally, it is also the most perverted characteristic. The elemental lich will not die, and they will be reborn in the spell star after being killed in battle. After being reborn, they can be put into battle again. This kind of immortal characteristic is very consistent with the characteristics of his profession. How is it? What kind of spell is this? Antares woke up. Looking at his appearance, he seemed to be in a good mood. He should have realized something and gained something. ... 0. It's not the same as the annoyed look last time. Lin Mo said, "This time it's an elemental lich." Antares was stunned, and remembered what skill it was. Is that the little guy who explodes and can't be controlled? That's about right, let's try it. Lin Mo summoned a flame lich. When the flame lich first appeared, it was only the size of a fist, and there was no difference from before. But in just 2 seconds, its appearance began to change, and its aura was constantly strengthening. Its level is increasing, and at first it was the same level as Lin Mo, but in a blink of an eye it has reached level 84. The improvement is not over yet, it is still continuing. The flame lich kept rising to level 89 before stopping. The body shape is a circle larger than before, from the size of a fist to half a meter high. Antares frowned, "That's it. What's the use? Compared with Lin Mo's other spells, the Elemental Lich looks a bit useless. Lin Mo didn't explain, and slowly took out a solidified Fire God's Essence blood. In the past, he often used solidified Fire God's Essence blood to summon Elemental Liches to detonate them. Using this method, Lin Mo successfully killed powerful enemies many times. Later, as the combat power became stronger and stronger, this method was gradually abandoned. Antares looked at Lin Mo. "What are you doing with this outdated thing?" "Don't worry, just watch." The Flame Lich immediately rushed over and devoured the solidified Fire God's Essence blood. After devouring the Fire God's Essence blood, the Flame Lich's aura began to strengthen again. In the blink of an eye, it broke through the God level. Antares narrowed his eyes. "It's a bit interesting." Death. Chapter 749. I'll draw the tendons, you're responsible for peeling the skin. The Flame Lich's body shape changed constantly as its level increased. When it grew to level 94, its body shape had exceeded 3 meters, much taller than Lin Mo. Its whole body was surrounded by scorching flames, constantly emitting heat. Antares commented, "Not bad, it's quite warm, you can use it for barbecue." Lin Mo ignored this idiot. He was checking the attributes of the Flame Lich. A Flame Lich. Grade. Low. Growth limit. Transcendent God level Tier 1. A Law Aura Fire. Bless the Master and all summons with the Fire Law Aura, causing Fire Element Law damage to the enemy. A. No attributes, no level. Lin Mo can understand that there is no level. His soul level is the level of the Elemental Lich. The grade is only low. It seems that the quality of the materials he used is not good. Thinking about it, the things in his small world, no matter how good they are, can't be that good. The growth limit, 197, is Transcendent God level, which is a bit unexpected. But it still makes sense. After all, the Fire God was Transcendent God level before falling. Although the power has fallen, some characteristics may still be there, and now they are inherited by the Elemental Lich. Law Aura. This is the most unexpected. The aura has not only been upgraded, but also has laws. Having the law of fire element, I don't know how powerful it is. Lin Mo guessed that it should be related to the Fire God's Essence blood. The Fire God was once a Transcendent God level. Even if it has fallen, its essence still exists. The law will not be easily lost, and this time it was also inherited by the Elemental Lich. Lin Mo thought a lot in an instant. Connecting his profession, Lin Mo also thought of another skill of his. Corpse Explosion. You can borrow a little corpse to restore the attack before death. The Elemental Lich seems to have a similar effect. With a thought, the aura appeared under his feet. There were auras under the feet of Lin Mo and the Elemental Lich. Antares murmured, "The law of fire element." Then a flame with the law burned on him. Antares said softly, "It's quite warm, it's good for warming up." Lin Mo asked, "How powerful is it?" "It's okay, barely level 96. Antares said casually, sounding like he didn't care. But Lin Mo saw a different meaning in his eyes. There was a hint of shock in Antares' eyes. This inconspicuous Elemental Lich can be regarded as Lin Mo's strongest summon. Having the law, barely reaching level 96 attack power, can easily severely damage a level 95 God level professional. From the current point of view, this Elemental Lich should be the strongest among Lin Mo's summons. Lin Mo's heart stirred, and a pillar of fire shot up from the Flame Lich, as it simultaneously punched toward Antares. The fist was covered in flames, also entwined with the laws of fire. Antares ignored it, easily withstanding the blow. About the same as a halo, not much stronger. Thus, Lin Mo understood that the Flame Lich was not a combat-type summon, its main function was support. The previous Elemental Liches seemed to be the same, their greatest abilities concentrated in their halos. Whether for attack or support, all were provided by various halos. The existence of halos provided the Undead Legion with multiple possibilities, greatly enhancing its combat capabilities. Lin Mo suddenly thought of a possibility. His skills included summoning, skeletal, and curse types. If these could all be combined into multi-star spells, would their power increase dramatically? Even with the Great World's rune suppression, even without laws, Lin Mo felt he wouldn't be inferior to anyone. A crystal appeared in his hand, a Law God crystal from the God of Thunder. At the same time, a Thunder Lich appeared beside him. The Thunder Lich rapidly grew after appearing, stopping only at level 89. Then, Lin Mo gave the Law God crystal to the Thunder Lich to devour. After devouring the Law God crystal, the Thunder Lich rapidly grew again, stopping only at level 94. Level 94 was not its limit, but rather Lin Mo's current soul level. No matter how strong the elemental liches were, no matter how good the materials used, it could only increase their upper limit. The current level could not exceed the soul level of its master, Lin Mo. The level 94 Thunder Lich had a slender body, like a bolt of lightning. It appeared and disappeared in the air, constantly emitting electrical sounds, crackling non-stop. A Thunder Licha. Rank. Low. Growth limit. Transcendent grade Tier 3. A La Halo Lightning grants the master and all summons a Lightning La Halo, dealing lightning elemental law damage to enemies. A. It looked no different from the Flame Lich. But the growth limit had changed from Transcendent grade Tier 1 to Transcendent grade Tier 3. Lin Mo curiously asked, how are the tiers within the Transcendent grade distinguished? From these 2 points alone, he already knew that there must be differences in strength within the Transcendent grade. Just like the God grade, which was also divided into high, medium, and low tiers. Antares said, Transcendent grade, isn't that just tiers 1 to 9? After tier 9 is true God grade, right? Lin Mo asked further. Antares shook his head. There's also a transition, called half-step true God, similar to the meaning of half-step transcendent. Anyway, it's just a title, it's good enough for you to know, it's nothing. Specifically, when you get there, you will naturally understand. Lin Mo nodded. Within the Transcendent grade, Tier 1 is the weakest, and Tier 9 is the strongest. It seemed that becoming a Transcendent was just the beginning of the path to becoming a strong person. Only Transcendent beings were qualified to leave the small world and truly enter the vast stage of the great world. Before that, they were just playing around at home, practicing for fun. No wonder Antares didn't take the strong people in the world seriously at all. After seeing the great world, looking back at this small world, it was simply children playing house, childish and ridiculous. Then, Lin Mo used the blood essence of the god of poison to upgrade the Poison Lich. A Poison Licha. Rank. Unranked. Growth limit. Level 99. A La Halo Poison grants the master and all summons a Poison La Halo, dealing poison elemental law damage to enemies. A. When he saw that the rank was unranked, Lin Mo almost laughed out loud. It seemed that the god of poison was really not good. As the first god to be killed by him, the god of poison was considered relatively tragic. Unexpectedly, now used to summon an elemental lich, it was despised again. Having used up all the materials on his body, Lin Mo looked at Antares with ill intentions. Do you have any good elemental materials? Give me some. Antares screamed strangely, you're not polite at all. What's the point of being polite with you? Do you have any or not? One word. Lin Mo looked like it was a matter of course, his face already thick to the point of being boundless. Antares snorted, no, none, really none. Are you sure? Very sure. My materials are all in my dragon nest, my dragon nest. Antares suddenly closed his mouth, a murderous intent flashing in his eyes. Lin Mo was very sensitive to murderous intent. What's wrong? Antares said in a deep voice, there's a guy who seems to have been eyeing my dragon nest. When I get back, I'll tear out its tendons. Lin Mo said, okay, I'll help you. Antares nodded his dragon head vigorously, okay, I'll leave the skinning work to you. ... In some unknown space, a divine dragon suddenly sneezed. It felt like a strong malice had targeted it. Chapter 750. Witnessing the birth of a monster. Antares was penniless, without any possessions. Lin Mo finally understood why this guy had to use his own dragon scales to make a staff of Genesis back then. And the things he gave himself were also dragon scales. Although dragon scales were good things, it also showed from the side that this guy was really poor. He looked down on the things from the small world, and didn't bring the things from the great world. It would be strange if he wasn't poor. Lin Mo curiously asked, does an existence like you not have a portable storage space? Antares said, of course we dragons also have storage space, but the way it exists is different. My collection is divided into 2 parts, the most precious part of the treasures is placed in the dragon nest, and some is carried with me. Lin Mo asked further, then where are these things? In the dragon orb. Antares said sullenly, seeming a little unhappy. Several dragon orbs had already been found, but there were still a few lost outside. The dragon orb that Antares used to store items had not yet been recovered. Lin Mo took the opportunity to ask, I've always been very strange, with your ability, how could you not be able to retrieve the dragon orb, and need others to help? Antares shook his head. Do you think I don't want to? My dragon orb was cursed by a bastard, I can't touch it. Only after someone else touches it, will this curse disappear, and I can take back the dragon orb. And this someone else must be a human from your world. That bastard is too insidious. Lin Mo probably guessed who the bastard in Antares' mouth was. Over the millennia, Antares had also retrieved some dragon orbs through various methods, through the human race. Originally there were a total of 16 dragon orbs, 12 had been recovered, and 4 were still lost. Lin Mo said, then do you know where the remaining dragon orbs are? There are 4 dragon orbs left, all in the deep space. Antares had some connection with the dragon orbs and could determine their location. Although its power could also enter the deep space, it could not personally retrieve the dragon orbs because of the curse. Antares complained, originally, in the last era, I had a chance to retrieve all the dragon balls, but those guys were too self-righteous. What were they even? It was clear that Antares held a lot of resentment, the 4 dragon balls were very important to it. Lin Mo softly said, don't worry, I will retrieve those 4 dragon balls. His voice wasn't loud, but it was firm. Antares hummed in agreement, not continuing on the topic, although I'm penniless, I can still get some materials. It seemed to have thought of something, its head raised high, and the dense fog swirled wildly into the sky. Lin Mo seemed to hear a clear dragon's roar, vaguely seeing a huge dragon claw reaching out from the dense fog, heading towards an unknown place. Just a few seconds later, a huge corpse was thrown down. Lin Mo recognized it at a glance, it was the corpse of the king of the wild beasts. And not just an ordinary king of the wild beasts, even among the kings of the wild beasts, it was an extremely powerful existence. Lin Mo didn't say much, directly summoning the undead lich. The undead lich came from the wild beasts, but not from the orthodox wild beasts. This time, using the corpse of the king of the wild beasts as material to upgrade it, he didn't know if it would work. The result was still satisfactory to Lin Mo. The undead lich turned into a ball of black gas, surrounding the huge bones of the king of the wild beasts, and began to devour them. Antares didn't stop, the dense fog still churning, and it reached out again. This time the waiting time was a bit long, waiting for a full minute. Something fell from the sky again. It was a huge rock, more than 10 meters high, like a small mountain. This small mountain-like boulder slammed heavily on the ground, making a metallic crashing sound. It was clearly a heavy small mountain, but Lin Mo felt a sharp aura from it. Just by looking at it, he felt like his skin was being cut by a sharp blade. Antares said, there are thousands of laws, and the elements are the same. This stone is called goldstone, and it possesses the law of the gold element. Lin Mo had never heard of the gold element, and asked with doubt, is it like gold? Antares laughed loudly, yes, but not entirely. Your human race has many inheritances, one of which divides power into the 5 elements, namely metal, wood, water, fire, and earth, and metal is one of them. Metal, wood, water, fire, and earth, how could Lin Mo not know them? In his previous life, he had heard this classification method for countless years. In his previous world, Chinese civilization had been passed down for thousands of years, constantly describing the 5 elements of metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. Metal includes not only gold, but all metals in the world, and also carries the meaning of sharpness and invincibility. Antares said, this goldstone is a mythical level material. This is about the best you can find in the deeper dimensions. Antares looked down on this kind of thing. Mythical level is what transcendents use. At Antares' level, this kind of thing would barely tickle it. But for Lin Mo, it was a very good treasure. The elemental lich family would once again add a new member. Lin Mo used goldstone to cast summon elemental lich. Goldstone burst into brilliant golden light and disappeared, and then a golden elemental lich about 2 meters tall appeared before him. Its whole body was entwined with the law of the gold element, also exuding a sharp aura. It looked like a sharp sword. Sharp gold lich. Rank. Low. Growth limit. Transcendent Tier 6. Law aura gold blesses the owner in all summons with the law of the gold element aura, increasing physical attack power by 100%, and ignoring the target's defense to a certain extent. This was an aura that directly increased damage, and the effect didn't seem too bad. At this time, the undead lich had also completed its devouring, and its aura reached level 94. But its appearance really hadn't changed much. It still looked so small. Undead lich. Rank. Low. Growth limit. Transcendent Tier 1. Undead aura. blesses the owner and all 407 summons with the undead aura. The aura can withstand fatal damage for the owner or summons, and restore all health. Aura cooldown time, 1 minute. The attribute of the aura was both expected and somewhat beyond expectation. After this upgrade, the cooldown time of the aura was directly reduced from 24 hours to 1 minute. Thinking of the regenerative ability of the King of the Wild Beasts, it seemed normal. It could only be said that the King of the Wild Beasts was too strong, making the undead lich so powerful. After hearing this, Antares couldn't help but sigh, indeed, very good. Lin Mo also felt that his survivability had been enhanced again. It had become more difficult for others to kill him. Putting away the elemental lich, Lin Mo could feel that something seemed to have been added to the spell star representing Summon Elemental Lich, which was the elemental lich he had recovered. The elemental liches no longer resided in the lich space, but entered the spell stars. Under soul induction, these liches had turned into insignificant little dots, seemingly in slumber, waiting for his summons at any time. His soul visited the skill space again, his soul power was still abundant, and Lin Mo continued to move the skill star cores. His soul power went straight in, directly enveloping the skill star core closest to him, and desperately dragged it out. Each skill star core transformed into a spell star could greatly improve his strength, and Lin Mo was full of anticipation. Antares looked at Lin Mo with extremely complicated eyes, murmuring, "I seem to be witnessing the birth of a monster." Chapter 751. Bone Armor, 3-star spell. Skills transformed into spells, this is something many races have to experience. All methods lead to the same destination. Eventually, everyone will take this path. Perhaps the starting points of the processes are different, but the endpoints are all similar. Just like levels, no matter what they were called before, all sorts of names. After Transcendent is True God, this is a unified name for all races in the great world. Spell planets, planetary level spells, spell stars, stellar level spells. Antares was very clear that most people had the most spell planets, and their number of spell planets was also limited. No matter who it is, in the process of growing up, they may be able to master many skills, but it is impossible to transform all skills into spells. Many transcendents only have 3 or 5 spell planets, and if they can transform 10 spell planets, it is already rare. As for spell stars, they may not even have one. Spell stars are the patent of geniuses. But geniuses generally only have 2 or 3 spell stars. Antares didn't know what the great world had become now. In its memory, being able to have 2 spell stars could be called a genius. 5 spell stars was a prodigy. Someone like Lin Mo, it could see that he would have more than a dozen or even 20 spell stars. Multi-star spells would also appear. This kind of thing could no longer be described as a prodigy. In Antares' memory, those few evildoers in the great world weren't like this. Perhaps calling him a monster was more appropriate. If one day, when this brat's all spells become stellar level spells, I wonder what a grand occasion it will be. Antares thought in its heart, its eyes filled with anticipation. However, remembering the suppression of the great world runes, it couldn't help but feel a little worried. I need to tell that brat not to be too arrogant. The great world is full of dangers, excessive arrogance can lead to peril. Lin Moyu hadn't considered these things. He didn't know what the invincible experts of the great world were like. They were too far removed from him, he wasn't qualified to think about them. Lin Moyu was very clear about what he needed to do now. Be practical and steady with every step. Under his efforts, the skill star nucleus left its birthplace and moved to a more comfortable location. Soul energy was injected, and the skill star nucleus began to release a dazzling light, even more brilliant than when it was in the skill space. In the soul world, a sun burned, scattering light upon this newcomer. The solar light flickered a few times, as if in greeting. Antares had been waiting for a long time, just waiting for Lin Moyu's soul power to be exhausted so it could take action. Sure enough, in less than 2 minutes, the long-awaited voice sounded, "Let's do a T1/2." The mist rolled, and Antares' head rose high before falling heavily. It actually used its head as a hammer, smashing directly onto Lin Moyu. While smashing, it also said, "How about it? My newly researched killing method, impressive, right?" Antares' head was larger than 100 Lin Moyus combined, and it weighed who knows how much. Anyway, every time it pressed down, Lin Moyu would definitely die once, without fail. The Undying Spirit skill was activated again and again, until after the 4th time, a purple light appeared. Antares also stopped at this moment, waiting for the second round. In Lin Moyu's continuous act of courting death, after 3 rounds, the skill star nucleus was finally full. As his level increased, his soul power became stronger and stronger. Previously, it took nearly 4 rounds to feed a skill star nucleus. Now, a little over 3 rounds was enough. Lin Moyu felt that if he leveled up again, perhaps 2 rounds of death would be enough. Antares came to Lin Moyu's soul world as if returning to its own home, staring intently at the skill star nucleus that was burning fiercely. Boom! Accompanied by an extremely dazzling explosion, a spell-casting star was born splendidly from the flames. The little black dot in the flames appeared for half a second before quickly disappearing. Antares once again fell into a state of comprehension. Lin Moyu didn't know what it saw, but it definitely saw something useful. He couldn't access this deep-level stuff yet. Lin Moyu thought that he had just grown up and discovered that there were many secrets in this world. The history of the past was buried, and he explored it with curiosity. He finally understood what was happening in this era and even came into contact with things from the previous era. But at a higher level, he discovered that there was actually a great world, and the secrets of the great world were many times greater than those of his small world. There were too many secrets waiting for him to explore. In the process of interacting with Antares, he had already obtained a lot of information. He had a superficial understanding of the great world. At the same time, Lin Moyu had also discovered that Antares didn't know too much about the great world either. The dragon race seemed to be too powerful, not valuing those external things and unwilling to use their brains to understand. They believed more in power. If there was a problem, they would solve it with a punch. Although all races believed in power, the human race shouldn't be as extreme as the dragon race. This new spell-casting star formed before his eyes, leaping out of the flames. The flames were silver-white, and Lin Moyu sensed a faint aura of law, the aura of the undying law. Then it kept spinning, not forming its own entity, but flying straight towards other spell-casting stars. Originally, there was a pair of twin star spells composed of Bone Fangs and Bone Prison in the soul world. Now they welcomed a new member. The 3 spell-casting stars attracted each other, forming a peculiar scene of 3 stars revolving around each other through a wonderful connection. What? Triple star spell, Lin Moyu muttered to himself. He had been prepared for the formation of a triple star spell for a long time. But when the triple star spell really formed, he was still a little excited. I wonder what skill it is. Lin Moyu couldn't wait to check it out. Bone Armor Fusion Degree 100% summons bones from the undying world to form armor. The defense of the armor depends on the level of the soul. The armor can also be used on others. So it was the bone armor skill. Now that he thought about it, it had been quite some time since he last used it. Since his strength had become stronger and stronger, especially after mastering the Undying Spirit skill, coupled with the complete rebirth talent, he basically no longer paid attention to defense issues. Especially when facing powerful opponents, the defense of the bone armor was somewhat inadequate. Even with the talent bonus, a few 100,000 points of defense were not enough to see. Especially after using the power gathering skill, his own physique had far exceeded the defense brought by the bone armor. This skill was slowly no longer used. Now it had been transformed into a stellar level spell and had formed a triple star spell with Bone Fangs and Bone Prison. He didn't know how much it had been enhanced. Okay, the defense depends on the level of the soul, but it was not clear how strong the specific defense was. Hey, triple star spell, not bad. Antares' voice sounded. This guy had woken up from the comprehension of the little black dot. Lin Moyu asked, did you gain anything this time? So, it's impossible to gain something every time. After all, that thing is a bit high-end, Antares said seemingly modestly. Lin Moyu knew from its appearance that it definitely didn't gain anything. If it had gained anything, with this guy's personality, it would definitely show off well. Lin Moyu didn't call it out. It's okay, there are still more than 10 chances. Take a closer look. Antares also looked at the 3 stars that were rotating with each other. Did you see it? What? Lin Moyu was puzzled, not understanding what it was referring to. Antares said, look at the center point of the 3 stars. What's there? Center point. Lin Moyu looked carefully. The soul's perception was much more sensitive than the naked eye. Gradually, he saw some unusual things. Chapter 752, You've turned into a hedgehog. At the center point of the 3 stars, there seemed to be some unusual things breeding. These things were like gas, giving Lin Moyu the feeling of the birth of the world. Antares said, the benefits of multi-star spells are not only that the power of the spells will be greatly improved, because they have the same origin and the same properties, or even the same laws. During the operation of multi-star spells, these properties will be expanded. What you are seeing now is the manifestation of the undying law. Through it, you can easily comprehend the undying law. Then, by mastering the undying law, you can further enhance the power of the spells. Twin star spells only make the use of spells more flexible and versatile. Starting from 3 stars, for every star added, the power of the spells will be greatly improved. Now that a triple star spell had been formed, the power of the spell should have been improved in theory. Unexpectedly, the benefits of the triple star spell were more than that. The 3 stars were connected to each other, and in their central position, the originally ethereal undying law began to materialize. It was naturally much easier to comprehend the materialized law than the invisible and intangible one. Why were those first-tier and second-tier laws so difficult to comprehend? It was because they were invisible and intangible. There were countless strong people in the great world, and the number of people with high talent was countless, but there were still not many who could comprehend the second-tier laws. This shows how difficult it is. Lin Moyu wasn't sure which echelon of laws the undying law belonged to, but it seemed like it wouldn't be too weak. Antares said, comprehending laws isn't something that happens in a day or two. Let's test the power of the spells now. A 3-star spell should be much stronger than before. Okay, outside, Antares once again became the best test subject. Lin Moyu first cast Bone Prison on it. Accompanied by a white light, bone fangs erupted and struck Antares. At the same time, a white light flashed across Lin Moyu's body, and a layer of white and transparent armor appeared. 3-star spell, spell linkage. When he used any of them, he would cast bone armor on himself. Compared to having to manually cast it before, it was much easier. However, Lin Moyu could also control it and not use bone armor on himself. The 3-star linkage wasn't mandatory and could be controlled by him, the master. Antares felt the attack power of the spell and said in a low voice, "Not bad, it has indeed improved. Now, the attack power of this spell is almost at level 93. Previously, this skill was enough to instantly kill existences below level 90, and it could also cause damage to those above level 90. If he wanted to deal with those above level 93, it would be a bit difficult. Now, it was enough to deal with those above level 93, and the power had increased by a large level, at least tenfold. The increase was huge, far exceeding Lin Moyu's expectations. Lin Moyu was very satisfied with this and thought of the bone armor on himself, attack me and try. Without saying a word, Antares spat a dragon breath at Lin Moyu. The dragon breath contained the fire element law, which caused extremely limited damage to Lin Moyu. It was perfect for experimentation. The bone armor appeared, shining brightly. Then, a trace of law aura appeared, instantly locking onto Antares. Bone Prison appeared on Antares, and bone fangs erupted at the same time. During this period, Lin Moyu did nothing. All of this happened passively. Lin Moyu was stunned, and Antares was also stunned. Antares tried a few more times unwillingly, but the result was the same. As long as it attacked Lin Moyu, it would activate bone armor and trigger the 3-star spell linkage mechanism. Bone Prison and Bone Fangs would counterattack simultaneously. As for the power, it depended on the strength of its attack. The stronger Antares' attack, the greater the counterattack. Goodness, you've become a hedgehog! Antares exclaimed in amazement. Lin Moyu had really become an untouchable hedgehog. As long as he was attacked, he would immediately be counterattacked. Lin Moyu was also very surprised. 3-star spells can be played like this. But how strong is the defense of bone armor? Please give it your all, don't let me look down on you. Antares snorted, you just wait. Antares no longer used elemental attacks, but purely used its own power to form a giant palm and slap Lin Moyu. The bone armor shone brightly, blocking Antares' attack and counter-attacking at the same time. Antares didn't take the bone armor's counterattack seriously at all and continued to strengthen its attack. Lin Moyu discovered that when the bone armor counterattacked, it would also trigger the 3-star spell linkage mechanism and reset and refresh itself. In other words, the bone armor could almost always be in its strongest state. It wouldn't break because of continuous attacks. However, this put a great deal of pressure on his mental power. Each counterattack, depending on the strength of the counterattack, would consume a lot of mental power. Fortunately, with the existence of the comprehensive connection talent, Lin Moyu basically didn't have to worry about running out of mental power. His own talent spell skills were truly interlocked. Looking at one alone, one would only feel that it was very powerful and strong. But when they were combined together, they almost formed an unsolvable mechanism. With a soft sound, the bone armor finally shattered. Lin Moyu asked, "How was it?" Antares said, "I used pure power to reach level 96 to break your armor." The defense limit of bone armor was determined by the level of the soul, but because of the existence of the 3-star spell, this defense limit was raised. It was raised from level 94 to level 95. In other words, it could completely resist level 95 attacks without taking any damage. After this test, he had a clear idea. Lin Moyu said sincerely, "Thank you." Antares shook its head, "There's no need to thank us, thanking us would be too polite." Lin Moyu chuckled, "I'll have to trouble you with a lot of things next." There were still more than a dozen skill star cores in the skill space waiting for him to move, and a large number of skills waiting for Antares to cooperate with the experiment. And, he still needed Antares to kill him. Without Antares, Lin Moyu knew that it would be impossible for him to create spell constellations. "The medal has half for me, and half for Antares." Antares chuckled, "I also want to see how strong a monster full of spell constellations can eventually become." Lin Moyu nodded, "You will see." In the dragon world, the Dragon Emperor was no longer angry. The Imperial City was being expanded, and tens of millions of dragons were still focused outside the Imperial City. Although the dragons that Lin Moyu killed were nothing, for the tens of millions of dragons, it was just a drop in the bucket. But the Dragon Clan's face had been completely swollen. The Dragon Clan's news wasn't as well informed as the Abyss Demons. They didn't know that just a few days ago, Lin Moyu had also visited the Abyss Demons, and several royal cities had also been slaughtered. The demons ran away very simply and scattered all over the world to avoid even greater damage. The ancestral dragon blood pool is open, all dragon kings, enter the blood pool. With the Dragon Emperor's order, a pillar of blood shot straight into the sky from the center of the Dragon Clan's Imperial City. A strong bloody smell permeated, covering the surrounding area. The Dragon Clan heard dragon roars one after another, and countless giant dragon phantoms were roaring in the pillar of blood. Chapter 753, Dragon Emperor, you are burying the Dragon Clan. With the ancestral dragon blood pool open, all 23 remaining dragon kings in the Dragon Clan entered the blood pool. Dragon roars continued one after another, roaring endlessly. The Dragon Clan also exploded because of this. The ancestral dragon blood pool is open. It has been more than 200 years since the last time the ancestral blood dragon pool was opened, right? After more than 200 years of accumulation, the ancestral dragon blood pool has finally opened again. Our Dragon Clan will definitely give birth to a large number of strong people. The Dragon Clan people were all extremely excited, and their eyes were full of envy. The ancestral dragon blood pool had an unusual status in their minds. In their opinion, as long as they entered the ancestral dragon blood pool, they could become stronger and undergo a transformation. Ordinary dragon kings could at least become middle-level dragon kings. And middle-level dragon kings were very likely to evolve into high-level dragon kings. The name ancestral dragon blood pool sounded very powerful, but in Antares' eyes, it was nothing. In fact, the Dragon Emperor himself also knew that the ancestral dragon blood pool wasn't that magical at all. Of course, he was referring to the ancestral dragon blood pool here, not the one in the Dragon Clan's ancestral land. The Dragon Emperor constructed it based on his own speculations, using the ancestral dragon blood pool in the Dragon Clan's ancestral land as a reference. The Dragon Clan excels at formations, so he set up a large formation within the Imperial City. He had generations of Dragon Clan powerhouses enter the formation before their deaths, gathering all the essence of their flesh and blood, and all their life's power. Eventually, it condensed into a blood pool. This blood pool contained the power of the Dragon Clan's bloodline, which could allow the Dragon Clan's bloodline to evolve. However, he also knew that no matter how much a mixed blood dragon evolved, it could not evolve into a true dragon. A mixed blood dragon evolving to his level was the limit. If he wanted to go further and become a true dragon, he would need to enter a true dragon transformation pool to be effective. As for going even further and becoming a divine dragon, that was something he wouldn't even dare to dream of. This time, in addition to slapping the Dragon Clan in the face, Lin Mo also killed several Dragon Kings of the Dragon Clan. Originally, the Dragon Clan should have had more than 40 Dragon Kings, including 4 high-level Dragon Kings. Now, there is only one high-level Dragon King left, and only a little over 20 middle and low-level Dragon Kings. Almost half of the Dragon Kings had died at the hands of Lin Mo. For the Dragon Clan, the loss of high-end combat power was extremely dangerous. If the Abyss demons were to attack at this time, the Dragon Clan might repeat the tragedy of 1,000 years ago. So the Dragon Emperor ordered the Ancestral Dragon Pool to be opened in advance to allow the Dragon Kings to increase their strength. Even if the number could not be increased, at least the individual combat powers should be increased. If a few more high-level Dragon Kings could emerge, it would be a completely different situation. At least they wouldn't have to worry about the Abyss demons suddenly invading. As for Lin Mo, the Dragon Emperor had ordered the Dragon Clan to retreat to the Imperial City. And he had set up an unprecedented defensive formation in the Imperial City. It was enough to block the undead army for a while. It was impossible for Lin Mo to defeat them one by one again. The Dragon Clan's world was too closed off, and their information was not accurate enough. If they knew what Lin Mo had done in the Abyss, they would have dispersed all the Dragon Clan, and would never have gathered in one place again. The Ancestral Dragon Pool continued to boil, and fresh blood soared into the sky. The dragon roars became more and more intense, and the power of the Dragon Kings who entered it increased dramatically. 2 Dragon Kings flew out of the Ancestral Dragon Pool, their bodies surging with laws. When they entered, they were still middle-level Dragon Kings, but in less than a day, they had become high-level Dragon Kings, and understood how to use laws. After becoming high-level Dragon Kings, there was no point in staying in the Ancestral Dragon Pool, and their power would not increase any further. The Dragon Emperor couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief when he saw that there were 2 more high-level Dragon Kings. The power in the Ancestral Dragon Pool was continuously weakening, and a large amount of bloodline power was absorbed by the Dragon Kings, who became stronger and stronger. The accumulation of more than 200 years was exhausted in just over a day. Of the 23 Dragon Kings, 2 had entered the high level, 11 had become middle level, and the strength of the other 10 had also greatly improved. Although the number was reduced by nearly half, the overall strength did not decline much. Standing 100 miles away, Lin Mo looked at the Imperial City shrouded in blood. The formation had been activated, protecting the Imperial City. The formation not only covered the Imperial City, but also the several kilometers of area outside the Imperial City. It's only been a few days, but the Dragon Clan has moved quickly. It seems they don't know the news from the Abyss at all. Lin Mo looked at the densely packed Dragon Clan in the Imperial City, and a sneer appeared on his face. If they knew, they would have run away by now. Antares was right, these mixed-blood dragons are indeed not smart enough. Lin Mo looked down at his left shoulder, the purple sergeant's badge was extremely dazzling. Especially the 6 purple stars on the badge, which exuded a sense of nobility. 6-star God General, the human race had not seen a 6-star God General for many years. Counting, it should have been nearly 700 years. Back then, Zhang Yi fought fiercely with 50 demons alone, almost falling, and was awarded the title of 6-star God General. After that, there were no more. With Di Huang gone, Lin Mo, whether in terms of status or combat power, was enough to be called the number 1 person in the human race. Even if Di Huang was still here, he wouldn't dare to say he was stronger than Lin Mo. Lin Mo observed for a while, flapped his wings of the undead, and flew forward. The power of the soul flowed, and Lin Mo changed from extreme stillness to extreme motion. AAA0 seeking fresh flowers sa AAAAAA. The whole person was like lightning, and in the blink of an eye, he had already appeared outside the Imperial City formation. The formation reacted immediately and sounded the alarm. The next second, the Dragon Clan people saw Lin Mo, and their faces showed horror. Lin Mo, he's back. How dare this guy come back? How can he have such courage? Dragon Emperor, quickly take action and kill him. Dragon Clan warriors, grab your weapons and kill this bastard. Kill him first, then kill into the human race and destroy all the human race. Lin Mo's appearance was like the advent of the god of death, spreading fear to the Dragon Clan world. Some of the Dragon Clan people were timid, and were immediately frightened by Lin Mo, their bodies went limp. However, more of the Dragon Clan were filled with anger and murderous intent. In the center of the Imperial City, the Dragon Emperor's aura soared into the sky, and the Dragon Emperor pounced towards Lin Mo, roaring, "Lin Mo, you're courting death." 0. The formation bead in his hand shone brightly. Although the Dragon Emperor was angry, he knew that it was really difficult to kill Lin Mo. Even with the formation bead, Lin Mo seemed to have a way to escape. However, he could not allow Lin Mo to run wild in the Dragon Clan without restraint. Lin Mo turned a blind eye to these people, and the same was true for the Dragon Emperor. While the formation bead had not yet taken effect, he casually pointed towards the sky. Spell. Undead gaze. Lin Mo's eyes became extremely indifferent, with neither killing intent nor vitality. He looked like he was looking at a pile of dead dragons. In the Imperial City, there are tens of millions of dragons. Let you push me to level 86. Antares said that after level 86, he would abandon the method of upgrading by killing enemies. Now that Lin Mo had just reached level 83, he planned to finish the remaining 3 levels here in one go. An Imperial City, tens of millions of dragons, more than 20 dragon kings, that's enough. The sky darkened, and the undead world appeared in the sky. Accompanied by the silver-white undead flames, the Dragon Clan world suddenly turned silver, and the silver was mixed with a hint of gray. The sky was opened like a giant screen, and then a huge eye with a size of 100,000 meters appeared. What kind of skill is this? So terrifying, how can there be such a terrifying skill? Don't be afraid, everyone, it may be flashy but useless, we have the protection of the formation. The moment the Dragon Emperor saw the eye, his heart couldn't help but thump. It had a bad feeling and immediately activated the array bead. The space became viscous, making it difficult for everyone to move. Lin Mo Yu was also affected and unable to move, but he didn't seem to care. The sound of his soul rang out, "Dragon Emperor, you are burying the Dragon Clan." Chapter 754. No matter what you choose, you're wrong. The sound of the soul reverberated throughout the heavens and earth. Any dragon that could hear the sound of the soul was at least level 85. At this moment, they realized that something seemed to be going to happen. The Dragon Emperor's face changed drastically. He felt as if he had done something wrong. At this moment, the entire Imperial City was enveloped by the array. Within the array, everyone except himself had difficulty moving, their speed being hundreds or thousands of times slower than usual. It could be said that they were almost unable to move. No, he's just trying to scare me. As long as I kill him, or if I can't kill him, as long as I drive him away, nothing will happen. That's right, it must be like this. Just like the previous times, as long as I drive him away, nothing will happen. The Dragon Emperor's mind raced for a moment. He was disturbed by Lin Mo Yu's soul sound, but he quickly regained his composure. After all, he was the Dragon Emperor, a powerhouse at the half-step transcendent level. His will wasn't so easily shaken. He raised his giant axe, intending to swing it at Lin Mo Yu. At this moment, Undead Gaze was activated, with the first target being him. The Dragon Emperor groaned, his soul feeling as if it had been pricked by a needle, causing some pain. His movements also slowed down. Soul attack. In that instant, he was terrified. The giant eye in the sky was actually a soul attack. If it was a large-scale soul attack, and if it was of this intensity. This intensity that could even make him feel pain. Cold sweat poured out, instantly soaking his entire body. The Dragon Emperor looked down, and the Imperial City was completely silent. The Dragon Clan members who had been clamoring earlier were now lying on the ground, their eyes lifeless. Their bodies were unharmed, but their souls had been obliterated. The undead eye had already swept across the space outside the city and was now looking towards the city. The space blockade of the array had no effect on it. Under its gaze, a large number of Dragon Clan people were dying silently. The Dragon Emperor couldn't believe how powerful this skill was. He suddenly thought of a possibility. Lin Mo Yu wasn't using a skill, but a spell. It might even be a stellar-level spell. Only a stellar-level spell could have such great power. Now, the Dragon Emperor had two choices. First, kill Lin Mo Yu. Once Lin Mo Yu died, the spell would naturally stop. Second, attack the spell. Lin Mo Yu was now controlled by the array and shouldn't be able to cast it a second time. Moreover, such a large-scale spell couldn't be cast whenever he wanted. Just like a mage's forbidden spell, it always required preparation time. Time didn't wait for the Dragon Emperor, and he made a decision in an instant. Since Lin Mo Yu dared to come, he must have his own confidence and wouldn't be easy to kill. As long as Lin Moyu could delay for a while, this eye could cause massive damage to the Dragon Clan. The Dragon Emperor decided to break the spell first, then turn around and kill Lin Moyu. He roared and rushed towards the undead eye at the fastest speed, swinging his giant axe fiercely. The power close to the transcendent level tore through space, and a massive beam of light carrying the Law of Stone heavily bombarded the undead eye. The undead eye shook violently, as if it was about to collapse. The Dragon Emperor roared again, unleashing 2 more axes with all his might. Under his attack, the undead eye exploded. The Dragon Emperor breathed a sigh of relief, it's finally over. But when he looked at Lin Moyu again, he was once again enveloped in chills. Lin Moyu's finger moved slightly. It looked like a very slight tremor. The sky turned dark again, and the undead world descended for the second time. On the other side of the Imperial City, another undead eye appeared. The moment the undead eye appeared, another large group of Dragon Clan members died. The Dragon Clan was now trapped in the array, with nowhere to escape. The Dragon Emperor finally understood why Lin Moyu said that he had killed the Dragon Clan. If it weren't for this array, the Dragon Clan wouldn't have died so miserably. If they couldn't win, they could at least escape. Lin Moyu wouldn't have been able to kill them all. Unlike now, with nowhere to escape, they could only wait for death. The Dragon Emperor rushed over like a madman, swinging his giant axe with all his might, and destroyed the undead eye again. But the sky remained dark, and the third undead eye appeared. This time it appeared on the other side of the Imperial City, and with its appearance, Dragon Clan members fell in droves again. If Lin Moyu wasn't killed, the undead eye couldn't be stopped. The Dragon Emperor was going crazy, and he charged towards Lin Moyu. The Law of Stone fully erupted, and the Dragon Emperor unleashed the strongest attack of his life. Infinitely close to the transcendent level, the Dragon Emperor believed that even if the Demon Emperor was hit by him, he would be severely injured or even die directly. Lin Moyu should have escaped in the face of this attack. Just like the previous times. But this time, he was disappointed. Lin Moyu didn't escape, he didn't even do anything, and just took his attack head-on. The Law of Stone fully erupted, and the power of the law crushed Lin Moyu back and forth. The terrifying power tore the space, tearing it like a rag. But Lin Moyu stood there motionless, as if nothing had happened. The Dragon Emperor saw a trace of mockery in Lin Moyu's eyes, and also saw indifference. His heart skipped a beat. Just during the time of his attack, thousands more Dragon Clan members had died. The Dragon Emperor didn't believe it and swung 2 more axes. Lin Moyu still didn't move. Elemental Resistance Fusion Degree 100% Passive Spell. The caster and their summons are immune to all elemental attacks, and the damage from all elemental laws is reduced by half. Coupled with the fully amplified talent, Lin Moyu's defense against elemental laws was increased by a full 90 times. Combined with the passive spell damage transfer, which was also affected by the fully amplified talent, the damage was also reduced by 90 times. With both combined, Lin Moyu's damage from elemental laws was reduced by a full 8,100 times. Not to mention that the Dragon Emperor's attack was only infinitely close to the transcendent level, even a real transcendent level attack could be easily received by Lin Moyu without any harm. The Dragon Emperor's 3 attacks cost the lives of over 10,000 Dragon Clan members. The dragon scales all over the Dragon Emperor's body were roaring, and he knew that he couldn't delay any longer. Thousands of Dragon Clan members were dying every second. The Dragon Emperor did not lose his mind, he immediately retracted the formation, roaring, "Run!" Accompanying the Dragon Emperor's voice, all the dragon race people were dumbfounded. They wondered if they had misheard, their emperor was telling them to run. Especially the many dragon race members in the city who had no idea what was happening. But Lin Moyu had no intention of stopping. The undead army moved out in full force, the flame liches, lightning liches, and adamantine liches all deployed. 3 halos instantly appeared beneath the feet of every member of the undead legion. The halos contained the aura of laws. As soon as the undead legion appeared, they rushed towards the Imperial City at top speed, directly attacking the formation. Under the effect of the metal element law, the combat power of the undead legion was further enhanced. With the 3 halos working in conjunction with the undead legion's fierce attack, the Imperial City's formation was broken almost instantly. At the moment the formation shattered, the terror of the halos was fully revealed. Flames danced, and lightning surged, all carrying the aura of laws, capable of instantly killing all dragon race members below the god level. Even god-level beings would be severely injured. Lin Moyu himself did not know the extent of the halo's influence. In any case, the entire imperial city was within the halo's range of influence. In an instant, flames billowed, and countless dragon race members were burned to ashes. Lightning was born out of thin air, and large numbers of dragon race members fell. In an instant, the dragon race suffered countless casualties, far exceeding the number killed by the undead eye. The Dragon Emperor watched with rage, its eyes nearly bursting. It had withdrawn the formation, but it was as if it had released a group of devils from hell. These monsters were so terrifying. It personally witnessed a level 91 Dragon King being killed in the flames and lightning. Despair filled the entire dragon race imperial city. Chapter 755. Not a family of dragons, not entering the same door. Lin Moyu looked at the Dragon Emperor, and also at the entire dragon race. No matter what you choose, you're wrong. Lin Moyu's words were like the final sentence, sentencing the dragon race to death. In the Dragon Emperor's eyes, besides anger, fear emerged for the first time. It felt fear towards Lin Moyu, this human man who was only level 83, no, just promoted to level 84. He had actually become the one to destroy the dragon race. 1,000 years ago, even when facing the joint attack of demons and humans, the dragon race had only lost its free access to the meta battlefield space-time channel. At that time, the demon army had also invaded the dragon race world, and the dragon race had paid an extremely heavy price. But in the end, they still held on. Moreover, after 1,000 years of recuperation, the dragon race had become even stronger, and it had become even stronger itself. How could it be that now, it was being forced into a dead end by a human who was only level 84? This is impossible, this is absolutely impossible. The Dragon Emperor let out its signature roar. Unlike the demons, the dragon race did not escape early on. Now that they wanted to escape, it was already too late. There was no sentimentality or sympathy in the great war between races. Lin Moyu had no emotions, merely treating the dragon race as monsters, as stepping stones for his own leveling. Lin Moyu looked at the Dragon Emperor. He did not attack the Dragon Emperor. He knew that unless the Dragon Emperor was impulsive and fought him head-on. If the Dragon Emperor wanted to escape, he would definitely not be able to stop it. You are a devil from the deepest layer of hell. The Dragon Emperor roared madly, as if it was its final anger. It raised the giant dragon axe high, spitting a mouthful of blood-containing laws onto the giant dragon axe. The giant dragon axe burst out with unprecedentedly bright light, and the formation on the axe was activated. A lazy voice came. What is it again? The Dragon Emperor wailed, Lord, the mission has failed, the dragon race is finished. The voice seemed to become a little serious. A projection appeared in the formation, and Lin Moyu saw a giant dragon. The giant dragon in the projection was covered in a color like blue and white porcelain, and its scales shone as if they had been carefully polished, like a mirror. Lin Moyu understood that this giant dragon belonged to the stone element giant dragon, and its mastery of the laws had reached a certain level. Antares had told him some information about the internal structure of the dragon race, and although it was only a few words, Lin Moyu had roughly analyzed some useful information from it, gaining a certain understanding of the internal structure of the dragon race. The dragon race is a collective term, and its races can be regarded as the structure of a spider web. The most core is headed by the divine dragon race, and outside the divine dragon is the holy dragon. The holy dragon is the second echelon in the dragon race, and its number is slightly larger than that of the divine dragon. Outside the holy dragon, there is the third echelon, which is also the largest number of elemental giant dragons. Elemental giant dragons are divided into many branches according to the different elements they control. Finally, there are those unranked mixed blood dragons, which are not even recognized, they are just cannon fodder, with low status. The mixed blood dragons that invaded his world belong to the subordinates of the stone element giant dragon. And the one the Dragon Emperor summoned for help through the formation was its superior leader, a giant dragon of the stone element branch. This was a true giant dragon, completely different from other mixed blood dragons. With just a projection, Lin Moyu felt the threat. Elemental giant dragons possess extremely strong manipulation abilities over their own elements. The weakest elemental giant dragons are all transcendent god level after adulthood. Even if they don't cultivate, they can naturally become stronger by eating and sleeping every day. Even though he was immune to elemental attacks and had 8100x damage reduction against elemental laws, Lin Moyu still dared not take it lightly. While being vigilant, Lin Moyu did not stop the slaughter. Every second, a large number of dragon race members were killed. The Undead Legion, in coordination with the Undead Eye, formed a one-sided massacre. The Bone Dragon's dragon breath, burning with silver-white undead flames, swept across the entire Imperial City. The Dragon Emperor quickly told the giant dragon projection about the situation here. In just the few seconds of telling, tens of thousands of dragon race members died again. This stone element giant dragon obviously did not care about the life or death of the mixed blood dragons. Perhaps to it, mixed blood dragons were just cannon fodder, and even if more died, it was not worth it for it to take another look. It didn't even want to pay attention to the Dragon Emperor. Lin Moyu read a lot of information from its eyes. After listening to the Dragon Emperor's report, its gaze finally turned towards Lin Moyu. It was in an unknown distant place, looking at Lin Moyu across the formation. At this moment, its eyes changed. Lin Moyu read its meaning. Although he was killing mixed blood dragons, they also possessed a trace of dragon race blood. The meaning was that it could stomp these mixed blood dragons to death, but others could not. It looked sharply, "Stop now, and I will leave you a whole corpse." Its voice was like thunder, rolling out. Its words were filled with arrogance, not putting Lin Moyu in its eyes at all. Lin Moyu spent his days dealing with existences like Antares. To be honest, Lin Moyu did not regard a mere elemental giant dragon as anything remarkable. Among the dragon race, elemental giant dragons were only in the third echelon, and their status was not very high. Even if your strength is stronger than mine now, so what? If you were polite, the ending wouldn't change. Lin Moyu didn't speak, just looked at it, silently. He really couldn't be bothered to speak, no point in saying more when words don't align. To stop himself, how could it be possible? After a few seconds, the stone elemental dragon felt like it was being ignored. Courting death, accompanied by an angry shout, the giant dragon axe in the Dragon Emperor's hand automatically flew up. It directly manipulated the giant dragon axe through the formation. The giant dragon axe displayed its true power in its hands, the power that a super god level weapon should have. The stone elemental law erupted, and the space exploded. The fragmented space was not stable enough to withstand the power of the super god level. Die, the stone elemental dragon said contemptuously. The giant dragon axe swung towards Lin Moyu. The stone elemental law arrived with a roar. Lin Moyu seemed to see countless boulders falling from the sky, crushing towards him from all directions, as if to crush him into powder. Each boulder was composed of laws, glowing with a cyan light, possessing a strong personal will. Super God level, 970, Lin Moyu said in a low voice. He had witnessed the power of the super God level countless times. When Antares killed him before, he used the power of the super God level. Recently, Lin Moyu had also witnessed the power of the true God level. The power of the true God level possessed a world-destroying and earth-shattering aura. The level of attack in front of him was super God level, far from reaching true God level. The stone elemental law also belongs to the category of elemental laws. Elemental laws, plus just a super God level attack. Lin Moyu didn't panic at all, not even bothering to dodge. The Dragon Emperor's eyes suddenly shrank, realizing that something was wrong. The attack landed on Lin Moyu. The law completely erupted, countless boulder phantoms flashed, shattering the space. The area where Lin Moyu was located, the sky collapsed, and the ground sank. The surrounding 1,000 meters turned into ruins. Lin Moyu was like an isolated island in the ruins, allowing the law to surge and impact. The island was small, but extremely firm. Lin Moyu stood tall in the impact. White light flashed on his body. Lin Moyu ignored the stone elemental law. "This is impossible." The stone elemental dragon issued an unbelievable question. This tone was 7 or 8 points similar to the Dragon Emperor's, exactly the same. Truly, if they aren't from the same dragon family, they wouldn't enter the same door. Impossible. The fact is so. In the midst of questioning, the second wave of attacks struck again. The stone elemental dragon didn't believe that its attack would be ineffective, and quickly launched the second and third waves of attacks. At this time, white light flashed on Lin Moyu's body, and a layer of armor appeared. Chapter 756. The ending was destined from the beginning. The bone armor was suddenly generated with Lin Moyu's thoughts. Lin Moyu tried to lock onto the opponent with his soul, but failed because of the formation. But the other party could lock onto him. Obviously it could be done, it could only be said that his soul was not strong enough. Since this is the case, then leave it to the spells to lock on themselves. 3-star spell, Bone Armor. Spell linkage: as long as he is attacked, the other two spells will automatically erupt and automatically lock onto the enemy. The stone elemental law landed on him again, and the bone armor shattered in response. It doesn't have 8,100 times damage reduction, the bone armor can only block attacks up to level 95 at most. Faced with a super god level attack, it is naturally vulnerable. But what Lin Moyu wanted was not its defensive power, but the automatic counterattack ability driven by the 3-star spell. At the moment when the bone armor shattered, mental power was rapidly consumed. Level 84, a full 3.7 million mental power instantly bottomed out. But in less than 0.1 seconds, it was instantly replenished. Full connection was activated, and the mental power of all members of the Undead Legion became Lin Moyu's mental power warehouse. Use it however you want. Mental power was consumed. Lin Moyu knew that the 3-star spell must have launched a counterattack. And he felt a trace of law, penetrating the void from his body, and found the target along the formation projection. The formation projection suddenly lit up, and the stone elemental dragon at the other end of the projection couldn't help but let out a surprised sound. Without guessing, it was known that the linkage of the 3-star spell had landed on it. Bone Prison and Bone Fangs crossed the space and formed a blow on it. It may not be able to hurt it, but at least it can make it feel shocked. As Bone Prison and Bone Fangs were triggered, a layer of bone armor was put on Lin Moyu again. The pure white bone armor collapsed in the stone law as soon as it appeared. Mental power continues to be consumed. In the blink of an eye, the bone armor appeared again, and then collapsed in an instant. The 3-star spell linkage mechanism is perfectly triggered, forming a cycle. As long as the opponent's attack does not stop, Lin Moyu's mental power will not be exhausted, and the 3-star spell will not stop. Even the whole process does not require Lin Moyu to worry about it, it is all done automatically. Lin Moyu found that he had really become a hedgehog. Antares was right. Although his attack can't hurt the opponent, it can at least make the opponent feel disgusted. Sure enough, the stone elemental dragon in the projection showed an angry expression. Its eyes were as uncomfortable as if it had eaten a lump of shit. Multi-star spell, a diaresis I1/4. Its vision is beyond the Dragon Emperor's, and it recognized it as a multi-star spell at a glance. If it weren't for the multi-star spell, Lin Moyu would not be able to attack it. As the voice sounded, its attack finally stopped. The bone armor was no longer attacked, and no longer counterattacked. The Dragon Emperor had not heard of multi-star spells, and did not understand what had happened. In its eyes, its top layer, the stone elemental dragon, actually stopped attacking. Lord, the Dragon Emperor watched more and more dragons being slaughtered, and was anxious. Shut up, the stone elemental dragon shouted heavily, scaring the Dragon Emperor into silence. The formation projection became several times larger at this moment, as if the elemental dragon was about to drill out of the Lin formation. Lin Moyu's eyes tightened slightly. Did this guy want to come over? Then he saw only a huge claw probing out of the formation. As soon as the claw left the formation, the surrounding space collapsed, revealing a dark and deep void. There were strands of energy turbulence flying in the void. Its power was too strong, and the fragmented space could not bear it at all. Just a single claw was enough to collapse space. If its true form were to enter here, the entire fragmented space would probably collapse. Fortunately, it also knew this, so its true form didn't enter, only a claw came over. Lin Mo felt himself being locked on, and a sense of danger arose spontaneously. This claw could kill him. Lin Mo was very confident in his feelings, he wouldn't be wrong. The wings of the undead vibrated behind him, ready to sever the soul lock at any moment. At this moment, a dragon's roar suddenly echoed in the air, "Get back!" Antares' voice carried immense aura, descending from the sky, traversing space. The giant claw that had just stretched out trembled violently, retracting at an astonishing speed. It looked as if a thief had been caught in the act, retracting as fast as it could. "Your Excellency," Dragon Emperor was stunned, wondering what had happened. It recognized the voice, it came from the most mysterious existence in the ancient battlefield. It just didn't expect this mysterious existence to be so powerful. Aren't they all dragons? In its understanding, Antares was also a dragon. Even if it was strong, how strong could it be, holed up in this world? It was probably just a transcendent grade, certainly not as good as its own superior dragon. It seemed that it wasn't the case. The stone elemental dragon reappeared in the formation projection, its eyes filled with horror. "Your Excellency, is this your world?" It didn't seem very sure and wanted to confirm. "Antares," voice rang out, "you are not qualified to know." At this time, Antares' aura was even more intense, like rolling thunder, surrounding the formation. The stone elemental dragon became even more frightened, it was trembling all over. This was suppression from bloodline, suppression formed by superior dragons, difficult to resist. The levels between the two sides were too different, and the strengths were too different. The stone elemental dragon trembled as it responded, "Yes." The formation disappeared, and the dragon axe completely dimmed. Dragon Emperor was stunned, standing there blankly, not knowing what to do. It blankly held the dragon axe, trembling all over. Even if it was stupid, it understood one thing at this moment. This invasion was destined to fail from the start. With Antares here, no matter how weak the human race was, the final result would not change. It didn't know why Antares was here. Why did it come to die? It seemed that Antares had been here for a long time, and it had received a warning from Antares when it had just become the Dragon Emperor. At that time, it realized that there was still an existence in this world that it couldn't contend with. However, Antares also told it at the time that as long as it didn't go to the human world, it wouldn't interfere. Actually, it should have understood at that time that Antares was protecting the human race, waiting for the human race to rise and destroy itself. It had always been a stepping stone for the human race, not just itself, but all dragons, and this fragmented world was also. How could it be so stupid? Why didn't it understand from the beginning? Dragon Emperor's remorse was useless now. It stared blankly at the sky. "Your Excellency, do I have another way to go?" This sentence was spoken to Antares. It knew that Antares could hear it. It wanted to live, it didn't want to die. The demise of the dragon race was already doomed, and this fragmented world couldn't escape the fate of being devoured. The dragon race had become Lin Mo's stepping stone. So it also abandoned the dragon race at the last moment, just wanting to find a glimmer of hope for itself. After a few seconds, Antares' voice finally rang out, "Give you a chance. Help me find something in the deep space. If you can bring it back, I will spare your life and send you to the great world." A light fell from the sky and entered Dragon Emperor's brow. Dragon Emperor immediately knew what it was going to find. It had been to the deep space many times. Although it was dangerous, there was always a way to survive. If it stayed here, the final destiny was death. For the sake of survival, Dragon Emperor finally decided to take a gamble in the deep space. "Your Excellency, I'm going to the deep space." After it finished speaking, it turned and left. The background was slightly desolate. Chapter 757, I'm also afraid of it. Desperate measures. Lin Mo didn't stop Dragon Emperor. When Dragon Emperor spoke earlier, Antares responded after a few seconds. During these few seconds, Antares was discussing with Lin Mo. This decision was not made by it alone. For the human race, Dragon Emperor was certainly the greatest enemy, but as Dragon Emperor, the opportunity to take action was actually not much. When it first descended, the dragon race was indeed a huge threat to the human race. At that time, their strength not only far surpassed the human race, but even exceeded the abyss demons. The dragon race attacked the human world several times, carrying out massacres against the human race, causing rivers of blood to flow. Tens of millions of human beings died under the dragon race's butcher knives. Later, under the leadership of Demon Queen Lillian, the abyss demons and the human race had a silent cooperation. The human race tried its best to stop the dragon race in the Yuan battlefield. The abyss demons went straight in and attacked the dragon world. Although the dragon race was strong, it was not strong enough to overcome the total of the two races. The dragon race was stunned and lost all the space-time channels to the Yuan battlefield. In the following thousands of years, the hatred between the dragon race and the human race was not actually deep. At most, they clashed with human professionals in the ancient battlefield. But those were small-scale battles, and everyone had wins and losses. During this period, Dragon Emperor held a high position and rarely took action. Although it was not like Lillian, who had never killed a human, it did kill very few. Lin Mo knew this, so when Antares discussed it with him, Lin Mo also respected Antares' decision. "Antares, voice slowly sounded, using waste, there may be surprises. There are many extremely dangerous areas in the deep space. Even if a demigod-like Dragon Emperor goes there, it is a narrow escape from death. Especially the place where Antares wants him to go, it is even more so. Antares knew that this guy would most likely not come back. Lin Mo said, actually, if he is determined to escape, I can't kill him either. And I'm also afraid that he will resort to desperate measures, such a result is very good. Lin Mo did have such concerns. If Dragon Emperor wants to escape, he really has no way to stop him with his current ability. If Dragon Emperor hides, things will become troublesome. Without the burden of the dragon race, Dragon Emperor can completely hide in the Yuan battlefield and intercept and kill human professionals. If that happens, the situation for the human race in the Yuan battlefield would become extremely dangerous. Currently, in the entire human race, no one except myself can contend with the Dragon Emperor. Moreover, Antares cannot stop the Dragon Emperor's actions in the Yuan battlefield. Antares has its own bottom line and some restrictions that Lin Mo Yu is unaware of. Its bottom line is to protect the human world, and the Yuan battlefield is not within its protection. At that time, Lin Mo Yu would also have a headache. So, the current result is actually the best outcome. Lin Mo Yu chuckled, this guy is too stupid, every choice he makes is wrong. Antares said with disdain, a mixed-blood dragon, how smart can it be? In the Imperial City, the remaining dragon people, seeing their emperor fallen and leaving them completely abandoned. The entire dragon race was plunged into despair, completely losing hope. Who would have thought that after 1,000 years of silence and recuperation, they would end up with such a result? All of this was because of the emergence of a Lin Mo Yu in the human race. In the eyes of the dragon race, Lin Mo Yu is a demon, a terrifying demon from the depths of hell. He slaughters millions of dragons without batting an eye, what else could he be but a demon? You are a demon, the dragon race will not let you go. 3 high dragon kings roared, surging with laws as they charged out of the Imperial City, heading straight for Lin Mo Yu. They were making a last-ditch resistance. Lin Mo Yu ignored them, lightly tapping his finger, and the god-slaying thunder blasted out. To kill high dragon kings, god-slaying thunder is still the best choice. The 3 high dragon kings were the strongest force in the dragon race besides the Dragon Emperor. Unfortunately, they all possessed elemental laws. After shattering the bone armor, they couldn't even scratch Lin Mo Yu. The 3-star spell linkage mechanism was triggered again, and Bone Prison suddenly appeared on the 3 dragon kings, followed by Bone Fangs. 3-star spells do not require Lin Mo Yu to actively use them, they can be automatically triggered, which is very useful. Affected by the Bone Prison, the 3 high dragon kings were instantly frozen in midair, unable to move for a moment. White bones appeared all over their bodies, forming restraints and causing paralysis. They struggled, but the Bone Prison was not strong, it could only trap them for a second or two at most. The bone fangs exploded on their bodies, dragon scales shattered, and blood flowed freely, making them look very miserable. The bone fangs could not seriously injure them, at most they only caused some superficial wounds. Although the spells were strong, they were still affected by Lin Mo Yu himself. Both his own level and soul level limited the power of the spells. Amidst the roar, the god-slaying thunder arrived one after another. 3 consecutive god-slaying thunders exploded in the air, turning into a sea of thunder, engulfing the 3 high dragon kings. Without suspense, under the strong attack of the purple god-slaying thunder, the 3 high dragon kings were blasted into charred corpses and fell from the sky. The dragon race in the Imperial City was completely plunged into despair. Some dragons escaped through teleportation items, while more dragons fled in all directions. At this moment, the millions of dragons were completely defeated. The number of dragons was too large, relying on the 300,000 undead army, plus the 1,300 bone dragons, Lin Mo Yu could not kill them all. Among them, the 3 major auras of the elemental lich played a huge role. A large number of dragons died under the law's aura. After this battle, the dragon race was completely defeated and was no longer a threat. The collapse of the dragon race, coupled with Lillian's cooperation, completely solidified the human race's position. The remaining things can be done step by step, and generally there will be no accidents. The slaughter continued, and the eye of the undead swept across, staring at the entire Imperial City. Corpses piled up like mountains in the Imperial City, the scene was unimaginable. Lin Moyu ejected countless flames, the flames exploded in the air like fireworks, falling on the corpses. The corpses were reborn in the flames, becoming revenants. Their combat power was even stronger than before they were alive. The resurrected dragon revenants, following Lin Moyu's orders, raised their butcher knives against their own kind. This scene made the remaining dragons even more desperate. Lin Moyu continued to use his skills, and the number of revenants continued to increase. The more the dragons fought, the fewer they became, while Lin Moyu's side became more and more numerous. White light rose again from his body, and Lin Moyu leveled up again, reaching level 85. In just one day, he leveled up twice in a row, his soul power frantically increased, forming an overflow. Also after level 85, the leveling speed suddenly slowed down. The required experience and soul power increased significantly. It was several times slower than before. Every 5 levels, the leveling speed would decrease a lot. But level 85 seemed a bit unusual, it suddenly slowed down by at least 4 times. Lin Moyu felt that his soul suddenly became stronger by a whole fold when he reached level 85. With the soul becoming stronger, the demand for soul power naturally increased, and leveling up naturally slowed down. It is said that it is difficult to level up from level 85 to level 86, and it takes a lot of time, so that's how it is. After carefully feeling it, Lin Moyu finally understood why level 85 is a threshold, and many people will be stuck at this level for a long time. The demand has become higher, and if the speed of obtaining it remains unchanged, it is natural for leveling up to slow down. However, the span of this level is really a bit large, making it difficult for people to accept for a while. It may even make people lose hope and motivation to move forward. It can also be regarded as a small test. Chapter 758, The Artist and the Nouveau Riche. Level 85 is a small test, testing will, patience, and belief. The sudden increase in leveling requirements by 4 or 5 times may require 6, 7, or even 10 times the time. What might have taken half a year to level up before may now take several years. This abrupt change will catch many people off guard and be difficult to accept. But once you persevere, the benefits are also great. Whether from the soul, will, or other aspects, you will gain intangible improvements. Laying a solid foundation for the road ahead. Lin Moyu understood this principle. The soul becoming more than twice as strong, and the substantial increase in soul power, are all preparing for the road ahead. Antares' instruction not to use the current method for leveling up after level 86 must also have its reasons. Lin Moyu had read a lot of preparations, and indeed did not see those top professional players close to the god level still running dungeons all day long. It's not that they no longer fight monsters, but the frequency and number of times have decreased. Based on this analysis, after level 86, there should be another leveling method, a leveling method more suitable for them. In any case, first cross the threshold from level 85 to level 86. What is difficult for others is not difficult for Lin Moyu, it just takes a little more effort. Skill, Undead Rebirth. The silver-white undead flames continued to explode like fireworks. A large number of dead dragons were resurrected, becoming revenants. They rushed in all directions, hunting down the fleeing dragons. Lin Mo's gaze remained calm. Whether those who had escaped could survive ultimately depended on their own luck. The battle in the Imperial City was nearing its end. Hundreds of thousands of dragons remained, unable to escape. They huddled together, using the castles within the Imperial City for a final stand. The eye of the undead scanned the Imperial City repeatedly, like plowing a field, examining every inch inside and out. Until half a day later, when the Imperial City fell silent. The battle in the Dragon World's Imperial City finally concluded. In this battle, over 2 million dragons were slaughtered. Lin Mo leveled up from 83 to 85, still some distance from 86. The battle in the Imperial City had ended, but the fighting in the Dragon World continued. Lin Mo continued to cast spells, resurrecting more of the reborn to hunt down the fleeing dragons. The Undead Legion did the same, scattering to join the pursuit. Lin Mo watched them patrol the skies above the Dragon Imperial City, leaving trails of brilliant fireworks. Large numbers of the reborn flew away from the Imperial City, heading in all directions. A constant stream of information popped up, increasing his experience. Lin Mo could feel a continuous flow of soul power, passing through the ethereal space, entering his soul world. This soul power constantly stabilized his soul world, enhancing his soul power. After another half-day, not even corpses remained inside or outside the imperial city. All the dragon powerhouses on the battlefield had become the reborn. They raised their butcher knives, turning against their former brothers. Sometimes, I really am like a demon, Lin Mo muttered to himself. As he completely withdrew, he felt that he had been too ruthless and cold. But such is the nature of interracial wars, with no victory or defeat, only life and death. If you can get to your opponent, you absolutely won't be soft. Antares had said that in the Great World, interracial wars would even crush an insect from the other world. Leaving not a blade of grass is normal. World destruction is not a figure of speech, but a description. Just like in the skill demonstration, the Necromancer destroyed a giant star with a single point. If the star were replaced by a world, it would likely be destroyed by that single point. Such is the cruelty of battles between the strong. Some world races even become extinct because of the aftershocks of battles between the strong. Or because a strong person is experimenting with their spells or laws. In the Great World, such things happen all the time. If you don't want to be destroyed, you must become strong enough. Taking control of your own destiny is the only safe method. Lin Mo thought the same way. He could be ruthless and cold on the path to becoming stronger. Experience continued to increase. The pursuit army, consisting of over 2 million of the reborn and 300,000 undead legionnaires, would hunt down the fleeing dragons. Millions more dragons would be hunted down and killed. Whether they could truly escape depended on their luck. Lin Mo walked through the imperial city, which had now been reduced to ruins. Undying flames burned fiercely. These seemingly temperatureless flames burned not only life but also bricks and stone walls. Buildings burned by the undying flames collapsed one after another, decaying in the flames and turning into powder. When the wind blew again, the powder flew up, swirling into the sky. Decay seemed to be one of the characteristics of the undying law. The undying flames contained the undying law, resulting in such outcomes. AAA0 seeking fresh flowers AA. This was the dragon race's imperial city, containing the dragon race's imperial palace. Not the palace where the Dragon Emperor resided, but the Imperial Palace here could be seen as the Dragon Emperor's temporary palace. There was also a huge warehouse in the city. The warehouse contained a large number of materials and some dragon race items. The materials were not high grade, mostly platinum grade and quasi-legendary grade. There were not many legendary grade materials. Besides that, there were some weapons and equipment, as well as magic crystals. The dragon race was skilled in formations and magic crystal production. They could use formations to extract energy from materials and items, forming magic crystals of various sizes. Then, they would use the magic crystals to power the formations. Similar to the alchemists of the human race. Lin Mo basically didn't need these things. But for the human race, they were not bad. Finding the location of the warehouse, Lin Mo entered it and used the demon extinction tower to take everything inside, leaving nothing behind. ... 00. Then Lin Mo left the imperial city and flew towards the Dragon Emperor's palace. There was also a treasure vault in the Dragon Emperor's palace, containing the Dragon Emperor's collections. The Dragon Emperor couldn't take everything away, and would always leave some behind. The dragon race had a habit of collecting treasures, as did Antares, divine dragons, and holy dragons. Even mixed-blood dragons were no exception. The Dragon Emperor's palace had already been emptied. The teleportation array had stopped operating not long ago. The Dragon Emperor had left, using the teleportation array to go to the deeper space. Most of the items in the warehouse had been taken away, leaving some relatively poor ones. Lin Mo was not polite and took them all. The fragmented world was still a bit barren, and most of these things came from the ancient battlefield. After all, the dragon race had been closed off for thousands of years, and there were not many good things to get. Lin Mo admired the Dragon Emperor's palace, which had some exquisite features in its roughness. What surprised him most was that the Dragon Emperor's throne was actually made of pure gold, looking golden and a bit tacky. Compared to the exquisite decor in the Demon Emperor's palace, it was a huge difference. The furnishings in the Demon Emperor's palace were like art, while here, it was more like the home of a nouveau riche. Lin Mo asked through the dragon scale, "What was your palace in the dragon race like before?" Antares said, "It's been too long, I don't remember." How could he not remember? He probably didn't want to say. Lin Mo didn't press. It wouldn't be that you also used gold to make a dragon throne, would it? Get lost, would I be so tasteless? I used star gold. Do you know what star gold is? That's a God King level material. Antares suddenly shouted, then suddenly shut up. It realized that it seemed to have slipped up again. Chapter 759. It's just because the fists aren't big enough and hard enough. Lin Mo unintentionally got some information from Antares, mouth again with a single sentence. God King level should be a stronger existence than true God level. If the super God level is followed by the true God level, then will the God King level come after the true God level? Between these two, could there be a special level of existence? I don't know. Antares has already shut his mouth and won't say another word. Lin Moyu didn't ask either. That guy is just so mysterious. In his opinion, what is there that can't be said? What does it matter if I know? Could it possibly be a blow to me? My heart has long been tempered, how could it possibly be affected? I just wonder, what level are those invincible powerhouses? And what level is Antares at? Invincible powerhouse is a title, not a specific realm level. Lin Moyu doesn't yet know what it takes to be called an invincible powerhouse. In the future, I'll always find out. Lin Moyu left the Dragon Emperor's palace and flew slowly in the Dragon world. It was his first time carefully admiring the Dragon clan's world. The Dragon Emperor's palace and the Imperial City are in the center of the Dragon world, in the area with the best environment. The surrounding elements are scattered everywhere, with a large number of elements pouring towards the center, converging, and ultimately forming a balance. This area has all kinds of elements, feeling similar to the human world. The surrounding areas, independently occupied by various elements, are desolate compared to here. The fragmented world is like this, with a much harsher environment. It's not a complete world, the laws are missing, and all kinds of situations can occur. When the world I'm in devours the Dragon and Abyss fragment worlds, I don't know what kind of changes will happen to the environment. However, it's conceivable that after devouring the two fragment worlds, my world should become stronger and more complete. Now that what needs to be done has been done, Lin Moyu began to replenish the Undead Legion. From level 83 to level 85, the total number of the Undead Legion increased from 310,000 to 350,000. The difference of 50,000 needs Lin Moyu to summon and replenish. When Lin Moyu's whole body glowed white, after waiting for more than a day, he finally completed the upgrade. Roughly calculated, at least nearly 1 million more Dragon Clan people were hunted down and killed. Lin Moyu finally stopped. The rest, let others do it. The blood debt should not be repaid by me alone. This is a debt of the entire human race, and it should be repaid by the entire human race. Lin Moyu had his own plans and ideas, and his will was firm and would not be moved by external things. Now the Dragon Clan has been completely crippled, with not a single Dragon King level remaining, all dead. Although the remaining number of Dragon Clan people is still in the millions, the number of human professionals is even greater. And there are God-level powerhouses among the humans. Under the leadership of the God-level powerhouses, it won't take much effort to completely eliminate the Dragon Clan. Lin Moyu didn't return to Antares' place but returned to the human world, back to the White God Courtyard. Recently, he had either spent his time in slaughter or in moving skill star cores. Lin Moyu also felt a trace of fatigue. This fatigue came from the depths of his heart. He was a person and needed to relax. During the war, he could fight to the death day and night without retreating. But when resting, Lin Moyu also hoped to rest well. The scent of the White God Courtyard was still the same. The fragrance of tea wafted in the air. Lin Moyu smelled this familiar scent and felt the fatigue in his heart dissipate greatly. Teacher, I'm back. As usual, Lin Moyu walked into the White God Courtyard. And as usual, Meng Anwen and Bai Yiyuan were drinking tea. Yan Guangsheng was not here. Xiao Yu is back, Bai Yiyuan said loudly. It could be heard that he was very happy. Meng Anwen nodded slightly towards Lin Moyu. It was enough as long as Lin Moyu returned safely, there was no need to ask anything else. Lin Moyu went over to add tea to the two cups before asking, "Where's Teacher Yan?" Bai Yiyuan said, "That madman went back to the land of bloodshed, saying he was going to use the bloodthirsty python as a scapegoat." Meng Anwen smiled, "Don't listen to Lao Bai's nonsense. Lao Yan has had some new insights and is going to verify them." Yan Guangsheng lived in the land of bloodshed every day, his soul enduring the baptism of blood, sensing the killing intent there. Yan Guangsheng was also the first of the three to sense the laws and advance to level 96 without relying on the soul fusion array. It's not that Yan Guangsheng's talent is so good, In fact, Meng Anwen's talent is even better than his. Everything is because Yan Kwangshan I say 1/4 enough and works hard enough. Meng Anwen said to Lin Moyu, we know about what you did in the Dragon Clan and the Abyss. Lin Moyu smiled, this is what I should do. You're carrying too much alone. Meng Anwen seemed a little distressed. For some reason, Lin Moyu's young face had a hint of vicissitudes. This sense of vicissitudes shouldn't appear on Lin Moyu's age. Lin Moyu is still very young, only in his early 20s. But his experience is many times greater than ordinary people. Many people's experiences in several lifetimes may not be as rich as Lin Moyu's. Not to mention what Lin Moyu has done for the entire human race. Lin Moyu's eyes were tired, and Meng Anwen could understand and comprehend. Meng Anwen sighed softly, rest well. We'll take care of anything. Bai Yiyuan also said, that's right, what's the point of a 1/4 so hard? Lin Moyu smiled and didn't say anything. He released the demon extinguishing tower, and a large amount of supplies flew out of the demon extinguishing tower and landed on the open space. The supplies piled up like a mountain, occupying a large area of mountain forest. There were equipment, materials, all kinds of things. Meng Anwen's eyebrows twitched a few times, and Bai Yiyuan even exaggeratedly shouted, did you rob the Dragon Clan's treasury? They could see that many of the materials here belonged to the Dragon Clan and still carried the Dragon Clan's aura. Lin Moyu said, the materials here come from the Dragon Clan Imperial City warehouse, and some come from the Dragon Emperor's palace. Meng Anwen's eyebrows twitched even more, you went to the Dragon Emperor's palace? Lin Moyu nodded and explained the whole story. Immediately, the two were stunned. They didn't expect Lin Moyu to slaughter the Imperial City. Even the Dragon Emperor was forced to enter the deep space. Lin Moyu said, now there are no Dragon Kings in the Dragon Clan anymore. I think our human race can advance into the Dragon Clan and occupy their world. Bai Yiyuan didn't hesitate and slammed the table, good, I'll go mobilize the army right now. Meng Anwen didn't object to this either. It was indeed time to strike a fatal blow. Take advantage of his illness to take his life. Everyone understands this principle. As for the Abyss demons, because of Lillian's relationship, they won't come to stop the human race, so you can rest assured. Lin Moyu said, the next thing, I'll leave it to the teacher. Meng Anwen said softly, you rest well. We'll take care of the rest. Then he sighed, I didn't expect that the strong and compliant Dragon Clan would end in this way. Bai Yiyuan said, this is also normal, which shows that fists are the hard truth. As long as the fists are big enough, what are those Dragon Clan guys? We've been suppressed for so many years, isn't it because our fists aren't big enough and hard enough? Now that Xiao Yu's fists are big enough, the Dragon Clan can only obediently accept their death. Meng Anwen asked, Xiao Yu, do you think we should keep prisoners? Lin Moyu said decisively, no. Chapter 760. Everything is ready, and you show me this. Meng Anwen and Bai Yiyuan were both a little surprised by Lin Moyu's decisiveness. They found that they couldn't understand Lin Moyu anymore. Lin Moyu didn't explain much about this. He already knew too much about the cruelty of the great world from Antares. In wars between races, prisoners rarely appear. The result is either you die, or I die. Confiscating homes and exterminating families is just child's play, killing them all and leaving no survivors, not even a small insect. Lin Moyu didn't explain, and they didn't ask further. Meng Anwen said that he would follow Lin Moyu's wishes. After all, Lin Moyu built the bridge, and they crossed the bridge and couldn't turn back and trample it. Lin Moyu said in a low voice, Teacher, it's not that I'm bloodthirsty. But please believe me, we can't keep them. Lin Moyu solemnly said it again. Meng Anwen and Bai Yiyuan had to take it seriously. The three chatted for a while, and Lin Moyu asked about some of the things that had happened in the human race world recently while he was away. The human race world has been more peaceful recently than before. Since the last time the Dragon Demon allied forces attacked the human race, the pattern of the human race world has also undergone some changes. There used to be more than 100 large and small forces in the human race world. In that war, these forces were almost all wiped out and dispersed. The Sakura country, which was closest to the Divine Sha Empire, was also destroyed. They even wanted to trick the Divine Sha Empire at the end, and tried to divert the disaster eastward, but Lin Moyu and Meng Anwen stopped them. There were many small forces like the Sakura country that were destroyed. Even the small forces that were lucky enough to survive have now disbanded. They realized that they could only keep warm by sticking together. Faced with the pressure of survival, they began to lean towards the big forces. They really wanted to join the Divine Sha Empire, but unfortunately, the Divine Sha Empire did not accept them. Those who are not of our race must have different hearts. This sentence is not only aimed at other races, but also at other forces of the same human race. Those who look very different from the Divine Sha Empire, with blonde hair and blue eyes, and even completely different thinking logic, are difficult to be accepted as Wa Sha people. The inheritance of blood is a problem that the Divine Sha people can never avoid. This idea is deeply rooted. Even if they are of the same human race, in the eyes of most Divine Sha people, other human races are different. They would think that there are two kinds of human races in the world. One is the black-haired, black-eyed Divine Sha people, and the other is the others. Moreover, the Divine Sha Empire has a rich and continuous historical heritage, which has been passed down for thousands of years. It is completely different from the intermittent origins of other forces. In order to show that they also have history, those people even fabricated a lot of information. As a result, it was proved that this information was false, and they were slapped in the face. It's just that those people don't admit it. Lin Moyu didn't care about this. He was a Divine Sha person. What he did was for the human race, but more for Divine Sha. As for the people outside of Divine Sha, he didn't care at all. The inheritance of blood also affects Lin Moyu. The Divine Sha Empire rejects the joining of all outsiders and only recognizes people with Divine Sha blood. Even if a Divine Sha person marries a foreign race and has children, they will not be recognized. Although there are very few such Divine Sha people, there have always been some over the millennia. Their result is to leave Divine Sha. This is blood. It seems narrow, but it reveals confidence and nobility. Now Lin Moyu has become a god worshipped all over the world. Although various forces have complaints about the Divine Sha Empire's refusal, no one dares to be tough on the Divine Sha Empire. Lin Moyu is too strong. One person has overwhelmed the Dragon Clan and the Abyss Demons. One person can face the Dragon Emperor and the Demon Emperor head-on. Which country dares to talk nonsense? In addition to some changes in the world's forces, there is also some news about Ning Yi. Ning Yi has been grinding dungeons and leveling up recently, very hard. A few days ago, Ning Taran brought back news about Ning Yi, saying that the little girl was almost level 60. She is now with Mo Yun, Shu Han and Mu Qianchen, plus a few others, forming a team. Because of the existence of Mu Qianchen, their harvests are very good when they are grinding dungeons, and they have made a lot of fame. Lin Moyu felt relieved after hearing this. As long as she's okay. But thinking about it, with a character like Ning Taran around, how could Ning Yi be in trouble? Another piece of news is that Ning Taran has recently successfully advanced to level 96, not only him, but also Feng Tianzong and Mo Xinghai have successfully entered level 96. It is said that Yi Hao is also fast, and it will be in the next few days. The human race is getting stronger, and Lin Moyu really feels that the human race is getting stronger. It is best for the entire race to become stronger. Before that world-destroying war, the human race was not weak. There were transcendent gods and half-step transcendent gods in the human race. If the Abyss Demons and the Dragon Clan had invaded the world at that time, they would have been wiped out in minutes. Now the human race has begun to embark on the road to prosperity again. Especially after this soul fusion array, the Divine Sha Empire's years of accumulation have completely exploded. High-level gods appear one after another. It is conceivable that it is not impossible for half-step transcendent gods to be born in the future. Perhaps several half-step transcendent gods will appear at the same time. Lin Moyu slept well in the Bai Shen courtyard. The power of the soul was still overflowing, flowing towards the outside world. As if the soul resonated with this world, Lin Moyu had a feeling of merging into the world in his sleep. For a whole day and night, Lin Moyu slept for 24 hours. It's been a long time since I've slept like this. When he woke up, Bai Yiyuan and Meng Anwen had already left. Lin Moyu knew what they were going to do. Mobilizing the legions and opening up the passage to the Dragon Clan are not things that can be accomplished with a single sentence. Bai Yiyuan is busy, and Meng Anwen is also busy. Meng Anwen is going to arrange a large array and use the super array ability of the Divine Shot Tower to open a space-time channel. In the Bai Shen courtyard, Lin Moyu drank 2 more cups of tea before activating Antares' dragon scales. Antares lowered his head, opened a crack and glanced at Lin Moyu. Have you rested enough? Lin Moyu smiled slightly. I've rested enough, I'm going to start being cheap, this time I'll let you kill to your heart's content. Come on, this time you also have to be cheap to your heart's content. Antares slowly regained his energy and let out bursts of strange laughter. From level 83 to level 86. There are 3 levels without a transport skill. His current soul power was incredibly abundant, with plenty to spare even after maintaining the soul world. Lin Mo felt he could move many skill star cores, not just 6. His will, carrying immense soul power, charged into the skill space. Without a word, he grabbed the nearest skill star core and began dragging it out. The skill space's binding force instinctively resisted, but unfortunately, Lin Mo, the robber, was too well prepared. The skill space's weak binding force seemed so helpless, unable to resist at all, and could only let him do as he pleased. Easy, so easy. Lin Mo had never tried to move a skill star core so effortlessly. It was simply effortless. It felt like just wiggling his fingers, and it would come to him. In just 1 hour, this skill star core was forcibly dragged away from its birthplace, heading towards an unfamiliar world. When the power of the soul truly began to surge, a vast amount of power poured into the skill star core, filling it up in just 2 minutes. There was no need to repeatedly activate the complete rebirth talent like before. It was done in just 1 go. Antares blinked. What are you doing? It felt like it had lost its job. It had prepared everything, and this is what you show me. Lin Mo was a little embarrassed. My soul power seems to be too strong, I couldn't control it, and it filled up all at once.